Entertainment news today. You're such a dragon gay. Everything sucks and it's no good. That comes out of Hollywood. But there's one place you can go to get all your news and info, and maybe even have a laugh or two. You know it's true. Midnight's Edge after dark is life. We'll stand for nerds and geeks, we will survive. From Star Wars to Jurassic Park, it's Midnight's Edge after dark. All those bombs and flops, but need never stops. We will keep going through the night as we keep up the culture fight. Midnight's Edge after dark is life. We stand for nerds and geeks, we will survive. From Star Wars to Jurassic Park, it's Midnight's Edge after dark.
Yay! Good evening. It's Midnight's Edge after dark. Do not adjust your sets. Our font that we're using tonight is Sans Tom. He will be here shortly. He's probably in a drive-through line right now, picking up some delicious salad or some broccoli or something like that. But in the meantime, we have a wonderful panel to start with, and probably we will end with a wonderful panel. But first up, we've got the official co-host of Midnight's Edge After Dark, Nick Weiser. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I happily did not see First Steps, but I did go swimming with my children today and watched First Happy Gilmore, and I ate delicious food. Hello, chat. Oh, that new Beavis and Butthead trailer looks kick-ass. How are you, Six?
Nice. I'm doing really well. I thought Happy Gilmore was coming out tomorrow.
We're talking about the first movie.
Oh, the sequel's tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. We also have Mark D with a C. How are you doing?
I'm doing most excellent. I did see the FF. Now we're not going to talk about it till Tom gets here, but
right.
I got my Herbie here, so
okay, that's pretty damn cool. I got
Herbie is cool. The Herbie's cool, yeah. But we'll talk FF when Tom gets here. But we're gonna
Herbie
great to have here.
Herbie looks like he was made out of recycled R2D2 parts.
Yeah, blue and white. Where did that come from? Sorry, R2.
I need those parts. Last but not least, Professor R2. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I also saw Fantastic Four. I'm looking forward to getting to talk about that, but we got some other stuff to cover first.
Yes, I'm going to turn it over to Nick. He's going to lead this segment. We had some losses recently, and so Nick is going to take us through those.
Sure, I'm ready. So yeah, obviously we've had some big terrible deaths from some unfortunate personalities this week. I mean, man, talk about bad things happening in threes. Obviously, we covered our grounds very well on the Tuesday show with Ozzy Osbourne, and it was tragic, man, to see that happen. It really was. But today, obviously, we heard about Hulk Hogan, and I'm just like, dude, what? Are you kidding me? Hulkamania, like it just came like out of nowhere too. At least like no, obviously, no matter how well you are prepared to see someone go, it still is very gut wrenching, impactful when it happens. But with with Hogan, I didn't expect it because he's still very spry, he's still very active, and obviously he was in good shape. But so it was like even more like left field. I thought, okay, I can see Hulkamania going in about another 10 years. And yeah, it's not lost on me, his controversies over the years. But as far as the character of Hulk Hogan, aka Terry Bollea, that was his real name.
Yeah.
He obviously revolutionized wrestling, brought to a far vast status of mainstream power than pretty much almost any other superstar before him. Obviously, you can make some arguments of guys who may have come along since then who've matched it, but as far as before him, he's really the guy who definitely brought it to the superstardom status that led to where it is today. And it's unfortunate that his last appearance on Raw was one that was, well, didn't go down so good, but you know, things happen. Obviously I grew up as a fan, and even though I could figure out at the time as a kid, like his ability is not the best, I was still very magnetized to his charismatic, energetic personality. And, you know, with that personality, it was kind of the thing that, hey, when someone's leading the market on doing something like that, a lot of guys tend to follow suit. I mean, Macho Man did, Ultimate Warrior did. Yeah, you'd have the exceptions, Undertaker, Jake the Snake, who go a bit more of a different approach with the promos. But Jake the Snake himself said, yeah, most guys, though, when the Hulk Hogan was the big thing, you wanted your promo to be a little bit influenced, maybe even, dare I say, derivative of, well, what Hulk is doing, because that was where the market is flying. Is dudes who are mass testosterone, sweat everywhere, sweat producing sweat, and saying things that didn't make sense, but you didn't care because you still believe what they were saying anyway. Look at you, Ultimate Warrior. And obviously that was, to me, the more entertaining spectacle as a kid, was those legendary promos. I love the hell of it. Now, as far as a actual match, obviously I was a big fan as a teenager, seeing him and The Rock go at it. That was the coolest thing, because it's like, holy crap, the guy who I started watching this, and then the guy who I fell in love with, you know, from the Attitude Era, going head to head, icon versus icon. So obviously I do have a lot of great Hulk Hogan memories. And any dude, I mean, like Kane said, aka, you know, Glenn Jacobs, who's now the mayor of Knoxville. Yeah, we all had our moment where we're doing our Hulk Hogan impressions in front of a mirror.
My only memory or really any kind of association with wrestling is I remember falling asleep on the couch watching something on the Sci-Fi Channel and waking up and wrestling was on.
Oh, well,
And
there was a
being
big Saturday night
seriously
event.
butthurt
Yeah.
about that. But Mark and Professor R2, are you fans of wrestling, or
Oh,
do you have
yeah.
any memories of him?
No,
Big
go ahead,
time.
Mark.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Big time wrestling fan. Grew up loving Bruno Sammartino, because that was my great grandmother's. You know, you got to love the Italian guy. So my great grandmother, we watched Bonanza, and we watched wrestling. And I was only about 5 or 6 when she passed, but God bless her, and she loved the wrestling. So Hulk is the modern, you know, I guess Bruno Sammartino was really popular. You know, the 50s, 60s. Bob Backlund was the star before. But he really, I did like Bob Backlund, but he wasn't as charismatic when Hulk came on the scene. Just you know, like the WWF back then, and Hulk Hogan, it just took off. So Vince McMahon is an uber genius, and also Linda McMahon too. Just brilliant promoters, and I've actually you know, got to meet Linda a few times, and because I'm involved in politics, and when she got involved in politics, I've gotten to go to her house a few times and talk to her about some wrestling stuff, which is pretty cool. So it's just you know, that trajectory there with Hulk, and he's just so charismatic, right? You know, Muhammad Ali of wrestling. I mean, if you ask people, everyone knows who Hulk Hogan is, right? I mean, even if you didn't follow wrestling, you knew the Hulkster, and then he had that TV show for a while, I guess, at the height of his popularity with the boat that was kind of like Kid on the Ocean. What was that called? Thunder
Lips in Rocky
Thunder
III.
Lips.
Yeah, Thunder
Gilligan's
Lips.
Island?
Thunder Lips. Yeah. So that was a fun show, and of course, Rocky 3, I think, really you know, took his career off. And Vince originally didn't want to let him go film Rocky 3. And you know, it actually ended up helping both of them out, you know, WWF back then, in terms of the popularity. And I did get this. I was at the Trump rally when he spoke, so I do have a bunch of photos of that, and I do have the display case, which is really cool, showing, you know, the WrestleMania that was at MSG, where they've got his trunks there.
One, yeah, WrestleMania 1 with him.
Yeah,
and
WrestleMania
Booker
1.
T against
The
Iron
Hulkster,
Sheik and Paul Orndorff. Yes, the main event.
Yeah, so I have they have a really cool display case at MSG, so I took pictures of that. But wrestling and comics have a lot in common. I think it's like an ongoing
do
soap
they
opera,
ever.
and these are our superheroes. You go from bad guys and good guys, and it's just wonderful, wonderful stuff. So it was a shock, and I actually live near the WWE headquarters. I could practically walk to, in Stamford, from my work, and you can see the flag out there. If you've driven up I-95 through Stamford, you can see the WWE building. And I got in there, go in there one time, and Sergeant Slaughter's Cadillac was parked underneath there. It's a really ornate building. It's very cool to pick something up for someone, and it was pretty wild to get in there. But a friend, when I was a kid, he's like, I saw the biggest guy in the AMP ever. He's like, who'd you see? And he's like, I could see Hulk Hogan like over the aisle. He's like, my God, that guy is huge. Yeah, he was in the grocery store because a lot of the wrestlers live near here, and back in the day. So we got to see Hulk Hogan. He's like,
I just want to quickly welcome Cece to the panel. Thanks for joining.
Hey, CC.
Hey there, CC.
Great to be
Go
here.
ahead, Mark. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, that's okay. Yep. But so he just said, you don't believe how big the guy is in person when you see him. And he was, like you're saying, Nick, he was looked pretty damn fit at that age. He was 71, God bless him. So yeah. But what a larger than life in a lot of ways. And God, he was so good in front of the microphone. He was just at that Trump rally. He was amazing. He was fantastic. He got everyone going. He was probably the best speaker there, I think. So,
Oh,
he
it
was a
wasn't
lot of
even
fun.
close. He added
Yeah.
energy, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people on the right, they'll have a lot of good ideas and logical points, but as far as like energy and like having the crowd at the palm of your hand, Hulk, it wasn't even close, because he knows that's his specialty. He knew how to do that. A lot of people are a bit more awkward, sometimes even stiff, and I know I'm going to get flack for this, but sometimes they're outright squares. Whereas Hulk comes on, and it's like it becomes like a rock concert all of a sudden.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
His energy,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
feel his energy, even at his old age. I felt like I was there living, like in front of the crowd, and I could tell that crowd went up to a whole different like level of energy when he came on.
Oh yeah. Oh geez, man. During the 80s, like even I was never a huge fan of wrestling. I enjoyed it here and there. It was fun, but the personalities of the 1980s, like that, literally for a while. I mean, they took over everywhere. Even if you weren't a fan,
Yep.
everyone knew who these people were, and Hulk Hogan was the pinnacle of that. Like everyone knew who Hulk Hogan was. You knew his look, you knew his shtick, when he was up there, and but he was there with a bunch of other amazing personalities. He had that feud sort of with Andre the Giant that went on for a while, right? And then he was around with all of these other guys like Roddy Piper and Macho Man Randy Savage, and he mentioned some others like Ultimate Warrior and some of the others. Like he was this amazing personality. We're talking about a guy who got a Saturday morning cartoon show. He was a wrestler that got a Saturday morning cartoon show, and it was Hulk's Rock and Wrestling. Was that the name of it? I'm trying to remember, but it was. I remember watching it. It was hilarious too, because even not really knowing the wrestlers all that well, you knew immediately none of them were actually doing their voices. It was all somebody else that they got to do their voices for them, because like, doesn't quite sound like Hulk Hogan, but okay, sure.
Cece, do you
Gosh.
have any wrestling memories? Any
Yeah.
wrestling connection? Any?
Just that my best friend growing up was one of my best friends anyways, was a huge wrestling fan. So it was just like
Okay.
constant with him. It was kind of by osmosis through his fandom.
Okay.
And of course I knew Hulk Hogan, I watched it. I didn't really watch it when I was at home alone. I watched it with him. Right. So I kind of absorbed it that way.
Yeah.
Played the video games and all that.
Well, we lost somebody else. I think it was today, Chuck Mangione, he's a musician. I don't know if CC, maybe you have more of a connection with him. I know him from doing a voice on King of the Hill.
Yes.
He worked for Megalomart or owned
He-
it or something with Megalomart.
He was kind of a returning character. He showed up 4 or 5 times, I think.
Okay. But I
And then
didn't-
at one point he was working for Megalomart. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not really familiar with his music though. I don't.
Well,
know.
everyone knows his one song. What was it? Take It. What was the name of it? That the instrument was instrumental music. Obviously, is
Feels
it
so
was-
good. Was
so
that his
good.
big
Yeah,
one?
yeah. If you, we can't play it, but if you heard it,
If I heard it, I
you know,
probably know it.
you know. Oh, I know that song. Yeah, it's an earworm. It's
Oh,
a good
okay.
song.
Okay.
You can't not. Yeah, it's one of those songs, but great. Great musician. Yeah.
And then of course, the biggest to me, the biggest loss that we've experienced lately was Ozzy Osbourne passing away. And then I think Nick Weiser, he did a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne on his new metal channel, which the name of it escapes me. I'm sub to it, I swear. But Nick, I think Nick had to step away, but he did a tribute show to him along with that 70s rock fan and I think a few other people were on the panel. But that was a huge loss. I knew that he had Parkinson's, and honestly, my earliest memories of Ozzy was that he was not doing that great. So probably just from drug use, but he never really looked like the epitome of health to me. But this was, considering, I've seen multiple people patients decline with Parkinson's, and this was like, oh, I guess it was, I don't know exactly what the cause of death was, but
I mean,
it was it seemed kind of sudden to me.
he went very, very hard for a
Yes.
long
Oh, yes.
time. 76 is not too bad. If the average is 80 or something like that, 76 is not bad for someone who did as many drugs as he
Oh.
did over the years.
Yeah.
For someone who
life.
went
Wins aside.
for someone who went so hard on the drugs and so hard on the alcohol that his band full of guys that did drugs and alcohol kicked him out. That's how hard he went.
There's an indie punk singer here in Vancouver who I got to know over the last years of his life. He died in his 50s, and he went at least as hard as Ozzy did
Yeah.
for a time. And he was in his 50s, but he looked like he was in his 70s. He also looked like he was straight out of an anime. He's just like he was a total caricature. He was a wonderful man. So I guess you live hard. You don't necessarily live as long, but
Yeah. You never know when it's your time.
Yep. And Ozzy's like an immortal, right? If he lived that old doing all those drugs and alcohol and my
yeah,
God,
he lived way longer than he had any right to. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
probably a fair statement.
Now, do you have on your, because CC Karaoke, he has obviously a karaoke channel, so he's got hundreds, thousands of songs that people can use for karaoke. Do you have a big Ozzy Osbourne catalog?
I'm working
available
on
for
it.
people? Okay. you're
I'm working on it. There's a whole other discussion there with being able to actually get quality instrumentals, right? So
okay, yeah.
AI technology is helping with that. The
Oh,
ability to demix music is going to help with that.
Yeah.
But it has been a long time coming, so not yet. But I got some tracks. I got some tracks, like a dozen tracks or so. Both
Crazy,
from
crazy.
Ozzy and the other eras as well. Never
Have any of
want
you
to
ever seen
overlook
Ozzy?
the other singers.
Yeah.
As much as like reverence to Ozzy,
Mm-hmm.
there's some other great stuff there too.
Have any of you ever seen Ozzy in concert live?
I
never
have, yep.
No.
I was at the Barclays Center the last time I saw him. Well, that's 10 years ago now, right? When 10 came out, when they did the Sabbath reunion, he was phenomenal. Just amazing. Everyone was that was an amazing show. Huge nostalgia factor too. And that album was pretty damn good. That album, the new album. And I had a friend who saw him in the 80s. And he's like, that was the worst concert I ever saw. Ozzy was so stoned out. He's like, it was just at the mic slurring all the words. He's like,
Oh,
man, I want my $20 back. Of course, now we'd probably
$20
great.
bucks.
wow.
$20. Yeah, that's how much the concerts were, $20. But I didn't see him in high school. But he said, oh, it was the worst concert I ever saw, because he was probably going down to his gourd. But like Hulk Hogan, I mean, Ozzy was massive in the 80s. I mean, everyone, when Crazy Train came out, of course, he had the Sabbath popularity, but when, Crazy Train, those two albums with Randy Rhoads came out, it was just insanity, like how popular it was. And I remember back in the day, there was a concert on WPLJ in New York, 95.5, back when it was rock music, and they were playing Ozzy with Randy Rhodes, like late night. So I stayed up like really late, and I had a cassette tape, and I had the whole concert. So I was like a hero, like in the school for taping that Ozzy Osbourne concert. I gotta find that tape somewhere.
You
It'd
should.
be fun if it had the commercials and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, Ozzy was massive. What a career! And then of course you had him with the Osbournes, Sharon, and then like I never forget the episode when they moved in to the the house in Beverly Hills, and they like the guy setting up this fancy TV and all the control buttons. He's like, Jack, I just want to fucking watch the History Channel. It's like I'm thinking of my dad, like can't get like this controller. It's like you can't. I only want to watch the History Channel.
Yeah, that was
care about this
kind of
other
at the
stuff.
beginning of all those reality shows.
Yeah,
Right.
that
That
show is arguably
You know-
ground zero for a lot. We'll just say a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, John and eight. What was it? John and Kate plus 8, and then the Osbournes and the.
Dear
No,
God.
respect to him for staying relevant for as long as he did. Not just with Black Sabbath, but then restarting his career as a solo artist, and then having the Osbournes in the '90s and Ozfest. Right, I
Right.
didn't immediately think about that, but it's true. Right, he started Ozfest after that, and created everything that is spawned in the years to follow. Right.
Yeah, and a big family
Yeah.
man, other than when he cheated on his wife. But
Well, I think he was
always-
trying to get out of a marriage that he's trapped in. Not
He
that I
always-
ever justify cheating, because cheating's
Yeah.
bad.
right,
But I've always had a conspiracy that he has been trying to get out, and that's been his last resort.
but it seemed like his children adored him, and that's the most important thing.
Oh yeah, his
Yeah,
wife
yeah.
before that actually was really cool. He was with this hippie lady before Sharon, and well, I'm just gonna say she was like super cool,
And then we
Wow.
also lost Malcolm Jamal Warner,
dude. That's
Yeah.
Theo.
Theo
crazy.
Huxtable from
the
the
youngest
Theo.
one, the youngest of the bunch.
Was he the
Yeah.
youngest?
Yeah, he's like 55.
Now, Nick, you were talking about. You want to talk about how he? I think it was Nick. You were talking before the show. You want to talk about how he passed, or was it Mark? Just to fill everybody in case somebody isn't familiar with that.
Wasn't me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he unfortunately passed away in a drowning accident. So
Oh,
he got caught in the
no.
riptide.
Yeah, he
On
was there with his
vacation.
8-year-old.
That's right. his
8-year-old
professor.
daughter.
Horrible, horrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you ever do get caught in a riptide, hopefully you never will. But don't try to swim against it, because you just can't fight the current. I mean, so you've got to just let yourself drift out, tread water, or try if you swim sideways, but you just don't panic. And that's what happens. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but typically from that kind of drowning incident, unfortunately, you just get swept out. There's a rip current. If you've ever been in the ocean, you think you can fight the waves, right? And these waves are splashing in, and I'm a pretty big guy. I'm on my feet, and I've been knocked off a couple of times. Not even going out that deep, and when you're at on the Jersey Shore or somewhere, it's a lot of fun. But I mean, the power in those waves and that rip current, it's just scary. It's scary. If it's so horrible. Everyone loved him on the Cosby Show, and with your 8-year-old kid there, it's just horrific. So yeah, it's very, very, very sad. It's a crazy week with all these
Yeah.
famous
Yeah.
people passing away. It's nuts.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
speaking of crazy,
Oh, go ahead.
we have somebody joining the panel. His own panel.
Me.
Hi, Tom.
Him in
Yay.
now.
A round of applause there, I guess. Hey, everybody.
I don't
I'm
have
back.
special effects.
Hi,
Yeah, we're the
Dr.
special
Nick.
effect. Yeah.
I did. It was
I'm
just a few
whelmed.
claps.
Wait, hold on.
You're not overwhelmed. You're just whelmed.
Here, let me.
We're whelmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll whelm you some more.
The
Here, you
Fantastic
hear that?
movie
Here you go,
overwhelmed
Nick.
us so
Here
My
much.
you're
boot
whelmed.
slap.
oh, you got that one. I got Shooter McGavin.
Nice.
What did you get?
I got this one
What's
at
up
a
again?
different one.
Yeah, I got
But,
Shooter. I got
Shooter.
Shooter. When I took my
But
youngest
I made sure I found one of
Subway
these.
for her birthday, I was like, "Ooh, I gotta get a Shooter cup," so I did.
I
So
got
hello.
that one.
Oh, look what you got.
See, that cup actually is cool. I like that cup.
So we saw a movie.
Wait, let me
That's
see.
Yo.
all really
How
awesome.
about that?
Who is that?
Yeah, I got to paint the floor. I got
That's
to
the
paint the
thing.
floor.
Ben
I
Grimm.
didn't see his face. Oh, there he is.
Very
Canvas,
cartoon.
same
Joel is like-
orange skin of rock and blue eyes.
Yeah, the goal of the theater's like, which character do you want? I'm like, take one wild guess from my hat. I didn't say that, but that's like, silly
can you
question.
spin him around, or are you always sucking the straw
Yeah.
from his butthole?
No, you just you can spin him around.
You
It
get
depends,
you get
yeah.
to yeah.
Take him out. You can take him out too. So
Oh, okay.
and he's got to stand. Yeah, you
But Pedro, you have to do it out of the penis. Like it's just
Yeah,
yeah,
you have no choice.
no choice.
no choice. Yeah.
Did we get these super chats by chance?
I didn't. Nobody's sending us money. They're sending it to you, so I didn't
Okay.
wanna. But we were
DCB.
just finishing up the celebrities who have passed away recently. So this is a perfect time.
Well, on that, DCB Titan says with $2 Canadian, man, Ozzy and Hogan in the same week. Who's number 3? Well, Malcolm Jamal Warner or the jazz artist.
Yeah, Chuck Mangione.
Yeah. And then Deadman says, Tom and panel, I can't lie. Strange New Worlds this week was actually really good. Also, South Park was on point. Big F you to Paramount and Trump. Funny as shit. Yeah, so who caught the new episode of South Park last night?
Didn't catch
I heard
it,
they're
but
making fun of Trump.
I mean, I will consider the context of why they're making fun of him. It's one of those rare times where I'm going to say it's deserved.
He's basically the new Saddam Hussein.
Well, apparently it's about the Epstein files. I'm like, okay, you can argue before that
He got
played out, but for
he
that situation, he fumbled that one. So
He
whatever.
and Satan are dating, and
oh my god.
he literally sounds like Saddam Hussein. Like, calm down, guy. The whole 9 yards.
Wow.
And Satan's like, I
But that's-
dated somebody just like you before.
Well, it's like the thing with Colbert. It's like you got to be able to make fun of everyone, and makes fun of both sides and tell jokes that are freaking funny. And just because it's your, someone you like, yeah, we joke with our friends all the time. So
The
yeah,
funniest
it's like-
part was Cartman didn't know what to do because Woke was dead.
Well, I was gonna
He
say,
didn't know his place in life
were they-
anymore.
Were they really going after Trump, or were they making a joke of the whole thing? Because that was the plot line. It's like, well, we can't. This is popular now. Woke is dead, and the cool stuff was popular. It's not cool anymore.
We'll probably find out that Saddam is actually Trump at some point.
Switch it up,
I wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised if that turns out to be. Because, yeah. Anyhow, I think they were trying to get sued by Trump on purpose. Like literally, I think they're trying to get sued. Just they're like tempting him to. They're like, come on, do it. Do it.
Well,
They want to be part of the club.
They could do a whole season on what's going on.
And the way the whole show's set up is if he does sue them, it makes him look bad. And then like the whole thing that came out from the White House today just kind of feeds right into that, right? Kind of like when they did Team America and they have that shit with Sean Penn, and then Sean Penn turned around and sent them a letter that literally said the same shit that Sean Penn says in the movie. It's like you're totally not aware of what's going on here, Trump. You were better off just going, now that's funny, and letting it go. Like at this point, you should have took the lumps and say, hey, I got a sense of humor. I can see you guys, what you're up to. Nice try, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to get him to sue. I'm almost positive. Because they did everything they could to trigger anything that's ever made him sue somebody before. Up to, except for the orangutan joke that Bill Maher did. But yeah. But anyhow, yeah. So I'm curious what you guys thought about it. Let me know in the chat and in the comments. And it sounds like only a couple of us saw it. But the Dead Man. Yeah, Dead Man says, learn how to love and forget how to hate. Yeah. And then we've got, was there any other news to get to before we get to Fantastic Four? I heard there was a Beavis and Butthead trailer, but I didn't get a chance to watch it.
It's good. It comes out September 3rd, Comedy Central. I can't wait. It looks so damn good. Seriously, I saw this shit. I'm just like, holy fuck, I'm going to come.
We got something else here too, by the way. This just dropped.
Drop it in.
Hi, I'm Marty DeBerge. 40 years ago, I was honored to direct a film called This is Spinal Tap.
The numbers all go to 11. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
I'd like to sink her with my pink torpedo.
Pink torpedo? That's
Yeah.
literature.
Yeah.
Really?
A lot has happened since the last time I saw you. Crypto! Have you been playing music at all?
I play music at a pub.
Oh, yes. This is the site of Spinal Tap's reunion concert. Why New Orleans?
There was a cancellation.
Who was supposed to be there?
An evening with Stormy Daniels.
Oh.
Obviously, there'll be the regular merch.
Yes.
And Hope has had a rather brilliant idea.
Tap water.
It says artisan.
It's just tap water.
Tap water. I love. Is that the same chick from the original film? Is that Dublin chick?
She looks kind of young. She looks kind of too young. She can't be that young, could she?
That can't be her. Is it her?
The one with the herpes?
I think so.
Chick with the herpes that passed.
I think it is.
Some people do age very gracefully.
Pretty sure it's her.
It says artisan.
It's just tap water.
It's tap water.
We're still short a drummer.
What happened to him?
He sneezed himself into oblivion.
Is that medically possible?
So you think he might fill the bill?
I don't want to die.
We've only lost 11 or 12. 11 drummers.
The thing that you guys had as kids, is that still there?
I'm in a band that constantly is breaking.
What was that, CC?
The guy in the middle, the look on his face in that interview scene.
I like when they're asking Joe, I don't want to die.
I don't really want to die. Thanks.
In a band that constantly is breaking apart and coming back together. But the more we retreat into the music, the nicer things become. Not to be profound or anything, and it would be a first time for me.
Stonehenge is a magic place where the moon doth rise with a dragon's face. Stonehenge, we are Spinal Tap. We'll go back in time.
Fucking John too.
To that mystic land.
What we need to do is secure your legacy. If during the gig, at least one, but ideally no more than two of you were to die.
Would you settle for a coma?
Oh, no, that's interesting.
You know?
That's a great bit of thinking outside, well, the literal box, I suppose, actually.
Oh, man, I'm sold as fuck.
That's a amazing effing trailer. That makes you want to see the movie, right?
You can make a good great trailer. There's so much good in that.
Oh, my God. That was great.
Oh, what a dig at Richie Blackmore there, because Richie Blackmore, plays all the festival and the medieval folk music now. I think
what were we saying a couple months ago? If they really lean into the fact that they're older, it'll work.
Yeah,
they're clearly doing that here. They're leaning into it, and it's coming out on the screen.
Yeah.
Six. Have you even seen the original?
No.
I was gonna say they're pretty quiet. So yeah.
Not my.
What? Inconceivable.
Well, you might not understand it if she watches it now. She's definitely so probably.
Oh, it's so
hard
good.
to say if you will enjoy
But I'm
this
happy.
if you've not seen the first one.
I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you. I'm stoked about it. I can't wait.
Oh, it's one of the most quotable movies of all time. I mean, Puppet Show and Spinal Tap. How many times did I tell you? Spinal Tap first. Yeah. Oh my,
Puppet Show.
Then Puppet Show. Yeah. I mean, it's quite, and if you're in the music business too, like,
right?
Everyone just they say it's just so on point for making fun of everything. Like the rider, the crazy riders are like no green or blue M&Ms. It's like I can't go on stage with these little.
It is missing the manager. But I think that actor died, if I'm not mistaken, because I think they even talk about it in the commentary on the actual commentary, not the band commentary. But yeah, I think he passed away a little while back. So yeah, we also had a Beavis and Butthead trailer, but we also got a super chat first, and Kalikioki sending in some love for Six, and thank you again, Six, for coming in clutch. I agree with this, and starting the show and expertly handling it. She slightly evens out the sausage fest. That's true. She's really good at handling things.
Yeah,
considering how the amount of sausage, that makes it even more impressive.
A lot of sausage to handle.
There's a lot of manliness going on, and I want to thank Nick Weiser for handling he's basically like your co-host, and for Mark and Professor R2. I'm not a YouTuber, and so I was nervous about this. I didn't want to.
You did great. You're a pro. That was a professional intro. That was well done.
I really appreciate you guys.
That was
well, Rooney.
Yeah, because and then Tom told me, he said, "Well, I'll be there in 30 minutes." I'm like, okay, and then 15 minutes goes by, And then I'm like, okay, Tom, I'm running out of dead people to talk about.
I did warn you that I was behind some slow pokes, didn't I?
I know.
It is Wisconsin, but we had a Beavis and Butthead trailer that I didn't get to watch yet.
Awesome.
So this is my first time seeing this too.
Beavis and Butthead, we love you guys. How much to buy Metallica? One gold bar ought to be in the house.
We shall go to normal Earth.
And we shall be its doom.
I'm beautiful. Your tattoo says Fab Mud.
But what does it mean? Yeah, 1 out of 12. We got a 69. Something cool's happening over.
Look how fat I am. Beavis, we're a genius. And so it begins.
What they do, win the lottery or something?
Ow! Why did we used to do that?
Okay, that was
right.
fucking funny.
Yes. Well, you've watched Beavis and Butthead. So,
Yeah, I love Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna rewatch Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe because that was such a great movie.
Well, speaking of great movies,
I was gonna say,
I don't know if
Clobber
we're gonna-
Times loved that first season of Beavis and
the new one, yeah.
Oh, he loved that, which you guys know. God, he so yep. He's
Yeah,
looking from
he was a
above.
fan
Yep.
of that. Speaking of Clobby and speaking of good movies, I don't know if we saw one necessarily, but we're about to find out. But we're losing Nick first because he hasn't seen Fantastic Four yet, and anybody else here who hasn't seen it yet.
I saw it.
Okay, so I think Nick
I
is the
just
only
saw it.
one.
Yeah,
All right.
It's all good.
Oh.
I'm happy to pull out. So
You don't
I
have
think-
to. You said you're pulling out. You can stick around and listen to the.
Hey, this is
You
where
don't- yeah,
this
you
is
don't
where
wanna get
my
this one
moral
pregnant.
support. This is where I reach the limit with my moral support.
Thank you, Nick. Hey, make sure you plug because I talked about your new metal channel and the
Oh,
Ozzy
yeah,
Osbourne tribute you did. So.
Founded by Metal. Do check it out. Please sub to it. It's great. It's huge. We'll have a video on Saturday where the dudes and I talk about the new Alice Cooper album that drops tomorrow, aka The Revenge of Alice Cooper, the first one with the band Alice Cooper in 50 years. So we will have a nice, well-rounded table of opinions on it. So yeah, come check that out. Of course, Klobby's Comic Shop is now on Saturday nights at 6 p.m. Central. Thanks for having me. R.I.P. to Malcolm, Hulk, and Ozzy. And I can't wait to not see First Steps. Thanks for having me, guys. Take care.
Bye, Nick.
Take care, Nick.
See you.
All right, and with that, let's talk.
Non-spoilers.
Let's start with
Non-spoilers, right.
non-spoilers, and then we'll get into spoilers. But yeah, let's talk some Fan 4 Stick 2. And there,
Man, Four Stick too.
No.
Yes, that's what it felt like I
Anything
was
but
watching
that.
for a while.
Oh, I liked it. I
Okay,
liked the
so
movie.
let's start with the group here. Let's see what you all thought. Who wants to start off? Well, let's start with ladies first, since we have an actual lady here for once. CC, go ahead. No, I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
6. I mean, go ahead.
Well, I thought it was a little bit better than Superman. I texted Tom like at 3:00 this morning, and I said, "Is there any homework for this?" Because I'm not a Fantastic Four fan. I haven't seen a Fantastic Four movie in probably since that first one came out, and I was like, they're not for me. And it was funny going from seeing Superman, who can do all these crazy, amazing things, and then these four people who aren't. They're kind of like the Temu version of a superhero. So obviously I've never read a comic with them in it. So it was okay. It was okay. It was better than Superman. It was kind of like watching a Hallmark movie in space. Gave me lots of good feelings, good vibes. It triggered my maternal instincts.
It's definitely a chick flick.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but honestly, the number one thing that I have to say is that do not take any any sort of example or instruction about how to do CPR from this movie. I've never seen such pathetically performed CPR done than I did see Reed Richards do.
And here I thought you were going to warn people not to drink or take anything that might make them drowsy before watching it.
Oh, no, like the compressions that he did on somebody.
Too weak.
Yeah.
That's probably a spoiler. God, I'm so bad at
slight spoiler on that.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
You didn't really say who was doing what, but yes, they're
sorry. Okay, now it's on spoiler review.
Yes. So anyhow, 6. What's your final verdict then?
Oh, 5. It's like I don't really care. If somebody said, "Oh, I think it was a 10. It was the best movie ever," I'd be like, "Okay, I'm happy for you. That's cool." It doesn't piss me off. I'm not disappointed because, like I said, I'm not a Fantastic Four fan. So I kind of went into it not expecting anything, and that's pretty much what I got. Oh, I got some popcorn though.
I did not.
Oh, what'd you get? I know you got something.
I just got Subway. That was it. I didn't have no money for nothing else.
Oh.
So Mark, you actually liked it, it sounds like. So go
I
ahead
did
and
actually like it. Yeah, so I'd say we're trying to do a non-spoiler. I thought the first half of the movie really was great. The intro was great to these characters. They didn't we're trying not to give, not without giving away anything. You've seen a lot of it in the trailer, but there's no long origin story. That's not really a spoiler to say. There's no origin story dragging you down again. So you don't have to see that. And I thought the chemistry between the characters were really good. Now Pedro would be like, very low on my list to, pick as Mr. Fantastic. I think he did a pretty good job acting, but every time I see his mustache, it just like, couldn't you have shaved for the movie, Pedro, at least, right? So
that took me out because no guy in the 60s would have that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have that pit stash like that.
You'd be called a hippie.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Reed would grow a beard, but that's when he was in the live.
Yeah, it'd either be a beard or clean shaven. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sue would be like, you gotta see the sunlight. But I thought Vanessa Kirby, I think, was excellent. Her and of course, I'm biased against the thing, but I think they added some Rocky quality to the actor's voice, or was that just me being in the IMAX theater with all the doubly and the bass that was going in there?
His voice, I didn't notice anything different, but I guess it didn't come off as bad to me as I thought it was going to from the trailers.
Yeah, it seemed like it was much a little bit deeper. It sounded a little bit better, but and that speaker system in the Dolby Atmos is incredible in those theaters. So when Galactus is there, like the whole theater is rumbling. So I thought change, when we get to the spoiler stuff, that there were some things I didn't like in terms of how they portrayed a few characters. But I thought the opening was really strong, and that first adventure they went on, let's just say that was really strong. I can't stand the female Silver Surfer, so of course I've got this comic, see the death of the Silver Surfer here. So there's no, we know that it's a female Silver Surfer. I think her story played out really well, but that's Norrin Radd's story. Why did they make it a female? We all know why they did, because they wanted to check checks and boxes. They didn't want to go that route. And when we get into the spoilers, like I can explain
because
why
they think they're clever, but like Johnny says to Reed in Fantastic Four 2005, you're the dumbest smart guy I know.
Yeah, and that's exactly Mr. Fantastic, because he's clueless.
Oh, that's this whole movie, to be honest with you. Sorry, but go ahead. I know you liked it, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, but that's a great point, because that's him in the comics, right? A lot of times he just doesn't know how to relate to people because he's so goddamn smart. Reed, he's the smartest guy on the planet, so he just doesn't think. Not to say he's on. You could argue maybe he's on the spectrum. He just doesn't realize, what he's saying sometimes because he's so smart. But you don't get a lot of that backstory. You don't get a lot of that interaction between Ben and Reed. To see their friendship and why they're such strong friends. The character Dejani, he's from Stranger Things. He's good, but he's no Chris Evans. I mean, Chris Evans, Johnny Storm is can't be topped. But he did a good job too. But I did like the interactions, and I did like the story, but some of the changes I didn't like. But our theater was clapping, we had fun, and it wasn't a disaster. I mean, I thought it was a fun movie, and I thought the first half was probably the strongest. There's one plot point that drove me really crazy, and I want to throw my popcorn at the screen when. But
just one.
exceptionally angry. Like it got me really angry.
Sorry, can you tell I didn't care for this movie all that much?
No, you didn't like this movie, yeah. But I enjoyed it. I had fun. So I got my thing cup. I did
Can
not
you
get
tell us-
Galactus.
Can you tell us which part you wanted to throw your popcorn at the screen about?
Well, it's a spoiler though. Let's
Okay.
So hold on to that thought.
on to
So
it.
hold
Yeah, I
on
gotta
to
hold
that
on to
thought.
that
So
thought.
give it your base. Oh, that. See, I didn't even look at the popcorn buckets because I didn't have nothing. Now I'm kind of jealous because
Yeah.
that is probably the coolest popcorn bucket.
This is cool. And it actually
But,
if you push the light, you guys can't see it, but it actually does the Fantastic Four with their names and their logos
Where does the popcorn
as a projector. The popcorn will never go into his
right in his
butt here.
belly. Oh, it's his
Right,
butt.
there's a drink holder.
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, okay.
I guess that holds the drink.
I
No
kinda
one's ever
want
going to
that,
put anything.
though.
And then this is, I guess, is the drink is here. Maybe the popcorn's in the back.
Most wasted character in the movie, though. But yeah,
Yeah, he didn't get to do as much. I thought they would give him a
he
moment
did
where like
fuck all.
saved-
He got one
Yeah.
joke.
yeah, where he would save the day or something. It was, Crypto maybe did too much, but he didn't get like that one, moment where he does a couple of
And this
things
could
that
have been,
are
yeah, because
rote.
this could have been your R2D2 or your Baby Yoda, and they kind of fucked that.
Yeah, that they missed. They should have had one shining moment to steal the college basketball theme.
He's
song
mostly
that they didn't
annoying. Otherwise, he's a maid and he's a babysitter. That's about it. Like and he's really just kind of a secondary thought. He feels like through most of the film,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And his face is actually a cassette that records or has different programs on it. Like if they're going to outer space, so they explained why he has that silly face there. But the character design on Herbie is great. Now this is a great.
Yeah,
Great
he's
character
great
design.
design and he just wasn't utilized very well.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, he should have been utilized more. Yep. So, yeah. So I would. How much was this? This was. You got popcorn with this, candy, and a drink
Compared to the big
Galactus.
one.
So this was $75 plus $5 off.
Shit. Damn.
Yeah, it was ridiculously expensive. But if I went to 3D print this would probably be about $30 worth of film. I
Dismal
guess.
Disney got to yank it out of you. So even that one's more expensive then.
Yeah, but you did get popcorn and the drink and the candy. So.
Oh, that's probably why it's so much. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's the
so that-
same deal with Galactus. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did get, not that I should be eating candy and that kind of stuff, but that was my dinner. So, but yeah, a lot of good stuff in this movie. I give it like a B plus. And I'll tell you what I didn't like about it later when we get to spoilers. But Pedro, I thought was okay as Reed. He kind, but then it's just the mustache. It's like you can't have Slim Whitman as the head of the FF. I mean, it just takes you totally out. And there's a cartoon that they play in the end, and you've seen that in the trailer. The clobbering time is from a cartoon.
Yeah, it looks bad.
And he pops on. Everyone looks okay, and then he pops on with his mustache in the cartoon. And he's like totally destroys the cartoon in the end. So. But yeah, I did enjoy it. People in the theater enjoyed it, and was it going to save the MCU? I mean, at least they had the one thing I have to say, they did have big stakes in this, so they're trying to save their planet. So you had big stakes again, and so I guess the last few movies have been really who cares about what's happening in those movies. And they did a great Jack Kirby tribute in the end. They had a great quote from Jack Kirby, and a couple of nice Kirby-esque moments in this movie in terms of Galactus and the design and some of the wild machines. I would have liked to see a few more nods, but the set design was gorgeous. Fantastic Cars, cool. That whole world they created, that 60s retro world, was phenomenal. I think A++ to.
Was it just like you remember?
Yeah, just like I remember in the 60s. Yeah, but that's what we all wanted to see, right? That retro future, like Tomorrowland and Disney from the 60s. That's what it's like. And I think they did a really great job, and a lot of cute little nods in there. But I've been pontificating too long, so I'll let someone else talk now.
R2, yeah. So what's your basic overview of the film?
Not a fan. I didn't hate this. I would say actually I probably enjoyed myself in the theater more than I did Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts, while it was all right and it had a decent plot, there was just a lot about it that was very, very boring. This this had some fun in it. The retro future design, the aesthetic of this world that they've designed is fantastic. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was really impressed with. There were a few places where I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Like, with retrofuturism, sometimes they're like, oh, we have amazing technologies, except we have other things that are still really old and weird. It's strange, but
it does feel awkward at times.
Yeah, there's just some places where I was like, that's strange. The plot I felt was extremely formulaic. The characters were two-dimensional. I really could not care about any of them watching this film. I know people are going to be bigger fans of Fantastic Four, maybe carrying some of their own feelings into this, some of their own previous impressions of the characters, but I really just didn't really care about them all that much. Reed comes off as a typical, the brilliant but socially inept trope. I mean, that was just, cookie cutter. I did not like the character of Sue Storm one bit. Anytime she was on screen, anytime she was talking or screaming or grunting or yelling at people, no thank you. I was impressed by the CGI in this. Some of the trailers, the CGI looked pretty bad, but getting it ready for the for actually going on the silver screen, they cleaned it up, and a lot of it does look pretty good, especially Galactus. Galactus does look pretty good, menacing, and in the end, as I said, I had an okay time in the theater. I wasn't just bored. I didn't just lose it, but all in all, I really wouldn't care to ever see this again. And no, this is not saving the MCU. The MCU is dead. So this is not going to be what brings it back.
So thumbs up, thumbs down out of 10. What kind of rating would you give it? Your choice.
Like a C minus. Whatever
so
that
very
would be.
low. They're low end of the Marvel.
Passable.
Right.
Not the worst thing I've ever seen, but no, not really. Not that great. Yeah. Like out of 10, what would we make that out of 10?
Probably more like a 4.
Yeah, like 5, 4 or 5. I don't know.
Somewhere in there, yeah. CC.
Yeah, so I'm going to start by just comparing this a little bit to Superman because it does take a very different approach, right? Superman, one of my contentions with it is I felt like I was being thrown into season 4 or 5 of a television show with no context. Tons of characters and tons of storyline buildup, and they're not really giving me any background to what's going on or why. And it's just moving at a very, 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 very fast pace. Here, what I did appreciate, for better or worse, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for, right? But there is an origin story of a kind, right? They do actually set up and introduce the characters. I enjoyed I won't go. No, I don't. I will not say that I enjoyed the pacing. I'll get to that. But what I enjoyed was the fact that they did introduce the characters and the world. We understand who they are and why they're there and what their place in the world is. That's not confusing. So I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed, as R2 mentioned, the CGI, and I've been ragging on modern CGI a lot lately because it's been so shit so much of the time.
Yeah.
And I did not like it in Superman either. Here, at least it was passable. I mean, especially Galactus, I quite enjoyed the design of Galactus. I thought they did some good work on that. I thought that the female Silver Surfer looked better here than she did in the trailer. They probably put that to work because they knew they had to.
Mm-hmm.
So it was at least passable. It wasn't like, it didn't blow me away, but it didn't, it took me out of it a few times, but it didn't like really take me out of it. That makes sense. I found it competent, and considering what we've been used to in recent years with CGI, competently passable CGI feels like, yeah, that's awesome. Hooray. So I liked that. I did like the character of Johnny Storm. Again, I mean, do I like him better than the previous iterations? I have to go back and I have to really like think about that. I liked him in this movie. I did like the art design. Again, one of my contentions with Superman, take it or leave it. I did not like the set design in that movie. I felt it was very, very bland and lifeless. Here, I thought they were actually, I felt like I believed a little bit more in the world and what they were trying to create with it. It wasn't the best set design I've ever seen, or art design, I should say, but I enjoyed it. What I didn't like really was just like, okay, I mean, the movie had some good ideas. I don't think I'm spoiling anything to say that, Sue gets pregnant. It's in the trailers, right? That's part of that. We all know that. Galactus is in the movie, right? There are some good ideas presented here about how that all comes together. So I won't get into the spoiler aspect of it, but I just didn't think any of it was particularly executed well. It's like, first of all, they're moving at such like such a TikTok kind of pace, just like beat to beat to beat to beat to beat to beat, without explaining anything. There's 1,000 different ideas that never really get fleshed out upon. I didn't really give a crap about the stakes. You could say, well, save the world stakes, but like, I mean, why do I even care? Because, because they're a family. That was the big tagline for this movie, right? Family, the power of family and caring about your family. They do try and get into that theme, and I appreciate it. Again, it's a good idea, but I didn't feel at any point that I was invested in caring why I want to save this world, why I care about the characters. It just, I never felt like it took time to breathe and let me actually care about it, because it had to move on to that next beat. And honestly, I know Paulie said this last week, and now I appreciate that I've seen it. Galactus is a great character, but he's completely just not utilized here in any kind of way, shape, or form that it's just nothing short of disappointing. I mean, he's drawn well on screen, very imposing, fantastic villain, and it's just kind of comes off like a wet noodle,
He was just a walking popcorn bucket. That's all I could think when he was on screen is that who's paying $80 for popcorn
He is
bucket?
the most inept bad guy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's a typical comic book trope too.
No,
but
I mean,
yeah.
this is really bad. Like, okay, I'll get into this shit here. Like, Cece, what's your final score on this?
That is my final take. It's like, it's a very competent movie. On the one hand, given how many shit movies we've had lately, competent feels like a breath of fresh air. Particularly in terms of the MCU, it's like, wow, this is a competent film. But I don't give a shit about it. I've already forgotten about caring about it. I'm never going to watch it again. It just feels mediocre and pointless, and it feels very like just competent. If 5 is a passing grade, I might give it a 5.1.
Okay, 5.1.
Yeah.
All right. Well, because here's my problem with it. I can't believe a movie where so much is happening or feels like there's so much happening, yet it's so fucking slow. This movie feels like it's running at a snail's pace for some reason. Look, I
no
wanted
sense
to
of
like
urgency.
this movie. There is none.
Yeah.
Even though all the shit that's
Spot
going
on.
on, like everybody is acting like a complete, like I don't understand why anybody's doing what they're doing or acting the way they're acting. And I'll try to get into more on that in the spoilers. But overall, I'll say the things I like. Yes, you guys are right. The special effects wise, they've been listening to us bitch about the special effects. I'd say about 75% of the special effects in this movie were good. The worst part, though, is the fucking baby. This baby is CGI through most of the fucking movie, and it looks bad.
Wait, how does a baby who was just born look like they're 6 months or 12 months old?
And it's the most angelic looking fucking baby always, too. It's just like, oh my God, this is just too much.
It was the Star Child. It was the Star Child.
It was the Star Child. Yeah, it's like, oh my God. Anyway, so like there's that part of it. That's the part where the CGI really, but the CGI for the Thing looked really good. Galactus looked fine. The look of the production design is fine, although I had this kind of weird, awkward clash with the retrofuturism. Like, I love retrofuturism, but like what you were saying, R2, there's too many acronyms.
Yeah.
And
Anachronistic.
It was confusing.
It's too
It wasn't-
anachronistic at times to where it's like, okay, you can do that, but yet you still can't do that. Like, it's like there's too much of that in the movie. And then there's too many things where I feel like if it's the 60s, like, yeah, there's no reason Reed Richards would look like that all the time. Yes, if he wasn't working and he wasn't shaving, fine. But a man in the 60s was either clean shaven or they had a beard, right? Like, that was kind of the it. Or otherwise, you were considered, you know, a bit of a slacker kind of thing. And that's not what Reed would be. And I'm sorry, fucking Pedro Pascal is the worst person in this movie. He is so fucking cocked in the whole fucking movie. He's like, if he was any more nebbish, he'd be Woody Allen. Like, that's how he is through the whole fucking movie. And I just wanted to smack him around like, why are you here? Why are you even here? Like, you should not even be in this fucking movie. Next to his wife, who's the second most annoying person in this fucking... Oh my God, Girl Boss City. She brings fucking world peace to everything and fucking everything and saves the fucking day constantly.
How is she Girl Boss?
Thing out. Oh my God. She's the only one that Mole Man will talk to. Right.
Yeah.
So she's done that, and then at the end of the movie,
I would only talk to Sue too if I had a choice between Pedro.
True, but she's the only one. Like, everybody's turned against it, and so she makes this little fucking speech, and everybody's like, I'm getting into spoilers now, and everybody in the world is all of a sudden just fine with it. No, I'm like, fuck that. I'd be like, bitch, give him the baby. Give him the fucking baby. Like,
that's what killed me. That's what I want to throw my popcorn.
The big speeches in this movie were
Should we just do spoilers?
Completely cringe.
Yeah, let's just change it out to spoilers, because I give this movie like a 3. I wouldn't even give this a 4. This is one of the worst. In fact, this is almost as bad as Fant 4 Stick. I will say it fucking flat out. The Corman movie, both of the 2005 and 2000 whatever fucking Fantastic Four movies are way better than this. The only one that's worse is Fant 4 Stick, by far. And that's just because that's barely even a Fantastic Four movie. Like, everybody in this movie is so fucking smart, yet they're so fucking dumb. Like, that's what I don't understand. And how the fuck did Johnny fucking Storm figure out a fucking foreign alien language?
No, it makes no sense.
What the fuck?
The writers were dumb, so they can't write anything smart.
I'm just sitting here going, what the hell is this? He couldn't figure out how to... No. If anything,
he's not even
Sue
competent in
doing
English
that.
language.
That entire scene was bullshit. I enjoyed the first part of it. I liked where he was going with it, and then it just fell off a cliff.
The only reason that she's like, let's be real. The only reason we got a female Silver Surfer in this fucking movie is so that Sue and her can have this baby moment. And which is stupid is, why is her and Johnny having this moment? It should be Sue, but no, she's got to be involved in everything else. So instead of that's where I'm saying because they insert her every fucking place they can. And if they can't insert her, they insert the Silver fucking Surfer.
You know what
right? And where's the Silver Surfer at? There is no Silver Surfer anywhere. In fact, she must have a child out of osmosis.
This movie did not need the baby. The baby hurt the movie altogether, but I feel like they might want that baby for future movies in the MCU. So they built the movie around that concept somehow.
I'm sorry. Yes, she's not as girl bossy as most things we're used to. I will concede that. But she's annoying.
Yes, she is, and they've created with Franklin another insanely powerful character that they now have to explain away why they're not around.
Well, and this is where
anything is
been
happening.
a problem in the comics too.
Well, here's the problem with this movie. Like, okay, it's not an origin story, which I'm kind of fine with, but at the same time, we don't know these characters, and it's really hard to really even relate to them when you don't know them. You're just tossed into the world. You find out she's pregnant. The Thing is already the Thing. Johnny's already Johnny, and he's not even Johnny Storm. I don't know who this fucking character is. The only time where they feel like they're Johnny Storm is when him and Eban, what's his last name?
Eban Bacharach.
Yeah, that guy. He nails it as the Thing. I'll give him that. He is great as the Thing. Him and his banter with Johnny is great. But once that's over with, once Johnny goes off and does his own shit, that's not Johnny Storm anymore. I don't know who that fucking kid is. And it's like they went out of their way not to make him Johnny Storm into the smart fucking science. It's almost like they did to fucking Michael B. Jordan in Fantastic. It's like, yeah, it's okay to make him a gearhead, but honestly, I'm sitting here going in the beginning of the movie. He in that scene where he's like, I had to go to space, so I decided to bring the most smartest people in the world I know. Luckily, they were my brother-in-law, my wife, and my best friend. It's like, oh, so nepotism. Yeah, that's why this happened, motherfucker. Like,
it's very
wasn't Johnny
right?
an astronaut?
No, he's in the comic.
He was a pilot, or he was a gearhead. Yeah,
he loves cars and he loves women.
In the original movie, in the Corman movie, they made him a pilot though, which made sense.
Yeah.
But I know you say it moves slowly, and I agree with you. Like, I mean, it's glacial, but at the same time, it's moving way too fast.
There's so much happening. That's why.
Exactly. Galactus shows up, right? And then 2 minutes later in the movie, they're already firing off in this spaceship to a different part of the galaxy to somehow arrive at the correct planet to find the female Silver Surfer and meet Galactus at in his home. I have no idea how this happened. How do they have the technology to build this shit?
They tracked the Silver Surfette, and they tracked where she was. I loved the movie really loved it up to that scene in the berth. I thought the movie was doing really well. Then I thought
I'll be honest with you, you're not wrong. Like before that, the
there.
movie's fine. It feels like an episode of like a series, like an episode of like a Fantastic, and that's where I'm like, this should have been a show.
They jumped.
This should have just been a TV show.
Yeah.
They did set it up.
The movie could have been 10 hours. It would have been better at 10 hours, probably.
Oh my
god,
god,
completely boring. If it wasn't completely boring along the way, but I agree with you. That was the moment they jumped the shark when she pooped out the baby.
Yeah.
Basically,
I could have done without
I
could have done without the baby proofing montage.
Yeah, well, that was. I'll get to that in a second. But Six, you were about to say something.
What CC said in his review about how they set it up, like they basically did the homework for us, explaining how the Fantastic Four got their powers, and kind of like just letting people know. So you could go into it blind. I pretty much went into it blind, but they were talking about different like adventures that the Fantastic Four had been on. And in one of them, they mentioned something about how they defeated Ghost and his monkeys. And I'm like, I want to see that movie. That would be fucking amazing.
I thought the same thing. Yeah.
Or the shit with the Mole Man, because the Mole Man literally takes the Pan Am building and sinks it into the ground.
Yeah. And
Mole Man was actually well cast. He was interesting. I was like, all right. Let's do it.
They had the scene from FF #1, where he's fighting Giganto, and here's the cover of Fantastic Four. This is another facsimile, but I bought the comic, and that amazing Kirby art on the original. But that's Giganto, and they had Giganto in the movie, so that montage was really good in terms of going back and telling you what the FF were without giving you a half-hour origin story again. But I would have loved to seen some more detail. And I guess they cut Red Ghost out entirely from the movie.
Yep.
So I don't know, maybe there was a 5-minute scene there. It would have been nice to have it was like that Spider-Man montage where he's fighting everyone. You'd like to see more detail, or like Captain America: First Avenger. I would have liked to seen one more mission into Germany besides the final one, like just to see him, kicking ass, a little bit more. But it didn't bog you down. In that beginning part, which was good, I thought.
I hate to judge a movie when it's like, it's not a movie it's not the movie I would have made, right? Like, I don't like to do that. But in this case, I will say I think that this movie would have been better had they just not done the world-ending Galactus storyline. And I'm not saying you had to do an origin story, but I think it would have been a more interesting movie had it literally just been a week in the life of the Fantastic Four. And then at the end of the movie, to kind of set up the whole thing of like, because, one of the things that's always kind of one of the things that they use throughout the different versions of the story is that Reed is always kind of worried about trying to cure Ben, right? Because, Ben's got it the worst. Mm-hmm. At least he wants to cure them all, but mainly Ben, right? So like at the end of this one, they should have set it up that he comes up with an idea that might fix Ben, but they have to go back into outer space. And what he ends up doing is accidentally sends them to another dimension, which sends them into the MCU. See, and if the movie itself would have just been like, not even, and you didn't even need a whole arc of like this mainline story of the Galactus thing. It could have just been like an adventure with Mole Man, and then an adventure with, it just throughout the week, just their week in their life. And then all of a sudden at the end, he gets this epiphany, like, there's this new anomaly out in space that if we go there, like we did before, when we got infected before, I may be able to reverse what happened to us. setting up the next, them going into whatever, and then maybe it's being funded by Von Doom Industries or something. You know what I mean? Like, there you go. Like, it just to me, it felt like that was kind of the obviousness of this. I'm so tired because I agree with you, Mark. Like, the beginning of this movie is the best part. Like, outside of the pregnancy shit, I could care less about. Like, once you just get into kind of just their day in, day out kind of business, because that's when I was starting to get to know the characters again. Even though I know these characters, I don't know these versions of the characters. And as I'm sitting here going along, because like clearly this Sue Storm is way different than the other Sue Storms we've known before. She's this diplomatic leader now, because Reed is just this fucking basement dwelling fucking geek, right? Who's nebbish and doesn't know what to do half the time, and that's all he does is whine. And Johnny is somehow some mad genius that we never knew about. And of course, the only one who's really kind of the main kind of character who gets little and gets the shaft the most is the Thing. And he's just there, right? Even his girlfriend, didn't they fuck that up too? Because isn't she supposed to be blind?
Yeah, well, that's Alicia Masters, and she's a blind sculptor. She's the daughter of the puppet master.
Okay, so this is the other girlfriend then, right? Because I didn't catch the name.
That was the girl from, what's that time travel of the movie?
Well, it's Natasha Lyonne, but I didn't catch her name as the character.
Yeah, it was just a school teacher. The other massive thing that really pissed me the fuck off is Ben doesn't have a beard. This is a 3D print I've been working on. Ben Grimm does not have an effing beard. And that was Ron Garney, I think in FF603,
Wow.
they sent Ben into the future, where Ben would only age when he turned human for once a week. So he'd only age as a human. So they had it was either 10,000 years in the future, I'm forgetting. And then he would grow a beard. But the Thing doesn't grow an effing beard. This is a mask, but I got too many rocks in my head, so I can't wear it. Otherwise, it'd be really cool. So you can take this apart. And I've got too much brains or too many rocks. It's probably what my wife.
That's pretty cool.
Head, so, but I got to paint this. So yeah, this is really cool.
Did you redo a bigger version that fits you now, or?
Well, I've got to scale it up and do one that fits.
Yeah, I know. I remember you talking about it. But...
Yeah, I was hoping to come on and wear it, but Ben Grimm does not have a beard. And the other thing, though, we're in spoilers now. The thing I wanted to throw my popcorn at was when Sue goes out and announces that, or they come back and they say, "Well, Galactus wants our baby to save Earth." It's like you would have all the superpowers on the Earth. I mean, the army superpowers attacking the FF in New York City. And
Absolutely,
turning your baby the fuck over right this minute.
Well, there was no diplomacy at all to that, and Andre's 100% right, because they don't. They throw them into this press conference.
That was killing me.
Right? Like straight off the first of all, that's not the way this would happen. Right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't come straight off the ship into this. They'd probably be quarantined for a little bit. Then they'd be debriefed, and then they'd debrief everybody else on what the fuck happened. You probably have every president there and every diplomat from every major country there at this meeting trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And then you're right. Every one of them would go, "Well, why didn't you just give them the fucking baby?"
Baby.
Yeah.
Spock
He was just born. You can't be that attached to it.
Yeah, but that's not going to stop Galactus from doing anything. He's going to come back.
Exactly.
He's going to want a different baby,
He's
going to
still-
come and he's going to kill everybody anyway.
He's still going to eat the planet.
You don't give in to terrorist demands.
Well, and here's the stupid part about this, Six, and this is where I don't even understand this, and this is why I call Galactus one of the dumbest bad guys ever. First of all, why would you even make a deal? Right? Because he even calls them basically bugs. Clever bugs, I think he calls them at one point.
Yeah.
It's like, first of all, why would you even make a deal with these people? Once he saw what he wanted, he would just kill them all, take the baby, and just move on with his day. Like, he has no time for these fucking pests. This would be like if a couple of mice decided to fucking come up to you and go, "Okay, we want to negotiate our living situation here with you in this house." It's like, you're fucking mice. I'm gonna squash you before you even have a chance to fucking talk to me.
I know.
Obviously,
I agree. With
you know, it's just so stupid. And then the motherfucker slows down. Right? He comes. He's on his way to Earth. And he fucking slows down.
Yes, yeah. This
giving
makes
them
sense.
tons of time to set this shit up that does nothing, and then it's like,
yeah, because they watch Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
God,
You can't go
I
above the
know
speed of light
that-
in the galaxy.
Oh, I know it's a nitpick. I know it's a huge nitpick, but oh my God, there is so much wrong with the whole, like, after they go out to see Galactus, like, everything falls apart with this story.
Yes.
And the whole thing, they go there using a faster than light drive. Okay, Great. He has faster than light travel. That's amazing. Why are people still flying helicopters?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
The world doesn't
You
make
got
any
this
sense, does it?
advanced fucking tech like Elon Musk has,
yeah.
even beyond Elon Musk has,
Yeah.
right? And yet the rest of the world is
Star Trek level tech, and you've got people living in
Oh, yeah.
squalor under the ground. It
Hundreds
doesn't
of
make any
years
sense.
in the future, but it's the 1960s.
evidently Reed Richards keeps it all for himself.
He
He doesn't
does,
allow
apparently, yeah.
anybody else to use any of this tech whatsoever.
But they
Comics are
they
like
use
that
this
too, though. But
they
yeah.
use this faster than light wormhole drive or whatever to get themselves out to see Galactus, which apparently is I mean the closest starts a few light years away, right? So he's there a few at least several light years away. They get out to see Galactus. They then have to go basically escape using the FTL drive, but then they throw the FTL drive away.
Yeah,
in a bid to get away
try to
from
do
her.
a Star Trek. Yeah, this movie's heavily influenced by Star Trek. You can tell.
Star Trek
And
saved the
then
world.
Yeah.
they say they have to travel back at 0.88 of light speed. Okay, that's fine. If you're not traveling in a wormhole, you're traveling at just regular light at light speed, traveling through space.
Yeah, how far were
It's
they?
gonna
That's a
take
good
them-
question.
I think they were explaining
if they're
they had to-
2 light years away,
That
and
would
they're
take them like 20
traveling near
years,
light
wouldn't it?
speed. If they're traveling near light speed, for them, if they're 2 light years away, it would take 2 years.
That's
but
what I
we
thought,
have
yeah.
time dilation, and if they're traveling at around 3/4, whatever of speed of light, outside time is going to pass at about twice the speed. So it
So that'd be
would have
more like-
taken them, people on Earth would have thought they were missing for 2.5 or 3 years at the very minimum.
Yeah, see, that's what doesn't make any sense either.
Well,
Well, I think they were explaining
but
that
they make
had
it
to
back in
reach
like a week.
They had to reach 0.884 of light speed for the slingshot effect, like Spock does in Star Trek
Yes.
4.
Yeah, they do
I
a
think
slingshot because
they didn't explain it because then they accelerate faster than light. Otherwise, you guys are right. They would never. It would be forever.
Well, it's
before
because they
would
were
go
going to run out
faster.
of gas otherwise. That was why it was confusing because they don't explain it's because so they can go fast enough.
Yeah.
It's
I think
set up
that's
in a
what
way.
it is.
Yeah, because Johnny goes, "We're going to run out of gas. We're not going
Yeah.
to get home." And then
Then they
Reed
go-
does a few calculations. He goes, "You're right."
But then they go faster than light without a drive that would allow them to travel at faster than light. It doesn't.
Yeah. So then
doesn't make
Ben's like,
sense.
"I'll slingshot us
Around
around the wormhole." Like,
It would have been cool if they said like they did it in Star Trek 4. That'd have been awesome.
A slingshot effect can't get you too fast.
unfortunately, Star Trek 4 doesn't come out for another 35
infinite
years.
amount of energy.
Mark. 30 years.
I'm not trying to explain. But you can't go faster than light anyway, according to Einstein. Right. So
Well, if
Well,
they,
that's
have
just
the
it.
drive that allows them to travel like through a wormhole or something like warp drive in Star Trek, that's different because there's a different idea. Like you're warping
Yeah.
space, but just
Yeah.
with
Yeah, yeah.
engines speeding up to travel that fast, it takes an infinite amount of energy.
Yeah, they don't
What
ever
that's-
consider that
It doesn't
shit
make
in
sense.
these.
It doesn't make sense.
I
Well,
mean,
the
the
big
part of the
problem
movie for me
was-
was what happened right after.
Six
Yes.
or
When they
six,
get when they get back. Sorry.
When they get back.
It is a superhero movie. So.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look, I can suspend
I
my
said it was
disbelief on certain
nitpicking.
things.
Yeah, no,
I
but
said
I
it's
agree. And I
nitpicking, it's
it's the
just-
conversation. I was going based on how old that baby looks.
Yes.
I was
Oh,
like,
that
oh,
baby,
the-
that
for a
baby
1
is
or
part of the
2-year-old baby.
problem.
I mean, 'cause if she are they implying that she like just gave birth yesterday? Well, she should probably be
It's a-
sitting down.
it was
in
a
a
month to
wheelchair
get
or
back.
It was a month.
Yeah, they
They
skipped
said it was a
the whole
month.
pregnancy, right? Like I'm
Yeah, yeah.
pregnant, and then like 2 minutes later, I'm giving birth.
Yeah. Well, and then there's the whole argument about how she can't give birth if they don't have gravity.
Yeah.
And then she gives birth without gravity.
It's
Yeah,
because he
that's
pushed her
and-
down. He held her down.
And if they were flying in a ship, they would have gravity from the thrust of the ship. But again, I'm just
Yeah, it's look. He's so smart, but he couldn't create something that does, to create gravity on the ship.
yeah, he could create a ship that can travel faster than light, but he can't make artificial gravity. Yeah.
Well, they
Now,
should have
this
been
was-
ready for that too, the sick bay or something.
This was the most unbelievable. I mean, I can't look at Pedro Pascal and think that he made a baby with a
He
woman.
made that baby.
Not without it being a
Or
test
any
tube,
baby.
baby.
That second to the incorrect CPR, that was the most
Ugh.
unbelievable part of the show, was buying
You don't like the
him
baby's mustache?
as a
Well-
dad. No, I thought like I said, the baby was cute and it triggered some maternal instincts in me. But somebody said in chat that it reminded him of Leaf said it reminded him of the baby in Twilight, which I know none of you have seen. But anyway,
I know what you're talking about because it's a meme, but
yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think that Sue Storm was a girl boss. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. But just because she's a woman who did something does not make her a girl boss. I didn't see enough of the men trying to protect her, trying to put her behind them, you know, because she's pregnant or she's holding the kid. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of that. But the fact that a man and a woman who are married had a baby in a movie and they didn't talk about not having the baby, if you know what I mean, that's kind of why I put it in the Hallmark movie category. But I didn't like seeing Sue Storm sitting on a toilet finding out she's pregnant at the
that was a horrible opening to the film.
I was like, there's got to be a better way to do a baby
terrible
reveal
opening
in a
to the
movie.
film.
Okay, it's not so much that she's a girl boss outside of the fact that her role in this is not what Sue Storm normally does in the Fantastic Four. She's now all of a sudden this diplomat. She's like the public face. She's doing all this stuff. And
I disagree. She's not doing all this stuff.
She's the one
who made a deal with Mole Man, who was forgettable.
She's the one that gets Earth back on their side and all this other shit.
She's
the one who pushes fucking
Galactus
right into the fucking thing.
Yeah, and then he came crawling back
in front
out.
of the world,
so she failed at that, didn't
She is the most powerful character in the FF.
She needed Silver Surfer to step in and to push him all the way in. Otherwise, that would have been a big fail.
Let's not even get to the Rose Tico scene yet, because I want to jump back. I'm not disagreeing with you. She's not as bad as what we're used to, right? Totally not.
She does act like a selfish bitch, though.
It's subtle, but she does stand in front of the entire world.
She does nothing for like I don't care about
That's
her.
part
I
of
don't
the
hate her,
problem.
but I don't care if she lives or dies.
I'll concede that. Part of the problem is the actress. The other part of the problem is just that they make Pedro out to be such a horrible father. Look, I don't care who you are as a man, unless you're a real piece of shit. Once you have a baby and you hold your baby in your arms you change. Something changes in you and you become this instant different person. And that moment and that scene with him that they're trying to make it endearing, where he's like, it would be really nice if you just tell me what's wrong with you. He came off like Egon fucking Spangler.
Sorry, let's use the baby as bait. Really?
Yeah.
Let's use the baby as bait.
Yeah.
And the whole baby is bait thing. And she's like, you thought about it. You thought about it. It's like, what, bitch? Like, I'm thinking about saving everybody, not just one of us, you know?
Oh my God.
It's not that I wouldn't buy that there's a father on Earth who wouldn't do that, but I don't see him doing that. That's not
They didn't even try to use a fake baby. They were just like, okay, here's the baby in the middle of Times Square. Like, I'd set the world on fire to save my cat.
That I agree. Like, here's the thing. Like, here's the difference. Here's the problem. And this is why I have an issue with the whole way it was set up. And this is why I don't like Sue giving her little speech and everybody all of a sudden is on her side. Because I don't give a fuck. Nobody would care.
That was the end of it.
Everybody would still be like, look, from a personal point of view, I understand where they're coming from. Right. And that's a great dilemma to set up, because in that case, you're going to have everybody, including presidents and diplomats and all, going, just give him the fucking baby if that's what he wants. If that's what's going to save us, give him the fucking baby. Or the thing is what you set up and you didn't hear, and this was the problem when they just thrusted him out there in front of all those people to speak, was you take it in the background and go, look, this is the thing. Well, this is a last case scenario. So we got until this much time to figure out what we're going to fucking do. Right. And at that moment, you quietly, not publicly, tell everybody that's what's going on. The only people who would know would be those in the know who need to know. Because here's the other thing is, I don't even think Galactus would come in and announce that he's going to destroy your fucking planet anyway. He'd just show up. Right. Like, what is the point of that? Like, to me, it's just.
That was a big screw up from the comics. So, as you guys said, Silver Surfer's a herald and finding planets for Galactus to eat, and in exchange for saving Zenla, his home planet. And the screw up is the Silver Surfer's coming in. It's okay to be I can live with that and say, yeah, we're going to eat your planet, make peace with your gods. These plans have been filed at, Alpha Centauri,
it was like, that's what it reminded me of is fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, or not Guardians of the Galaxy, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah.
But that's okay. But then the screw up is when they go to, go with the faster than light, and they go to find out the next planet that Galactus is eating, to find out what they can do, which is very cool and very part of the FF, explorers. And then Galactus scans Sue's belly and sees Franklin in there. So you're right. It
Oh,
was at
God.
CC who said it, or Professor R2. You did not need Franklin in this movie, because then Galactus is already coming to Earth. You've got to stop Galactus anyway. So
Right.
the baby just has that personal moral dilemma. And, I'm a huge Star Trek fan too. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one, the Wrath of Khan scenario. It's like,
Right.
what do you think of my solution? Of course, can I imagine giving up my my kid? I don't know, but like Pedro did the same thing in The Last of Us. He fucked over the Earth to save Ellie, right? Instead of sacrificing your kid. But think of all the sacrifices that soldiers make, or first responders, or people that do heroic things to save others' lives. And I can't imagine if I had to give away my daughter, give up my daughter to the space god alien. But it's going to save the planet. It's going to save billions of people. I mean, of course, Reed's going to think about that. And a lot of times in the comics, to be fair, he does come across that way, saying moronic things because he's so damn smart again. So he's not that people person.
Right.
He's just too smart. So that's okay. But for Sue to get pissed off at, of course he's going to, that's going to be one of the iterations, rolling through his mind. And it should be going through her mind too. Maybe I should, give up my kid to save the whole planet. Not that you want to or be faced with that, but they need to add that to the movie, because then it makes them look like idiots.
It needs to be like a ticking time clock, right? Like it needs to be this thing where we know we have X amount of time to figure something out, or we're going to lose Franklin, right? Like that's kind of it. Because like, how are you going to tell Galactus no? Right? Like that's just it. Like, I mean, at that point, it's like you make the deal, and then what you do is in the meantime, you try to figure out another fucking plan to get out of that deal. Like that's the way it should have been, and that's what's stupid about this whole thing. Because this is where they take this away from Sue, in giving her all that other crap to do. And it would have made sense making the surfer a female, is where you have that little moment with her, and it should have been her figuring out the language. And that's why I said that, because then she goes to the Silver Surfer with the baby and says, look, this is my child. I know what you lost. I don't want to lose that too. What can we do? How do we stop him? Right. And she's going to be like, well, there is no stopping him. That's why I'm here. Somebody needs to be sacrificed. Somebody needs to be the herald. And that's where she either needs to go, well, I'll be the herald to sacrifice my son. And that's enough to give Shalabal enough to go, well, fuck. Because that's the thing, is you expect me to think that after all these things that she hasn't thought about this shit at least once, and just Johnny going, oh, listen to all these screams and hollers that you caused to make her change her fucking mind. No.
How did Johnny set that up too? He's a super.
It was so convoluted.
Yeah.
Have Sue and the surfer canoodling. That was
see, it would have made more sense to me that Sue would have figured it out, because she's always been more smarter and more like she was actually like, the smart one of the two. He was the hothead, she was the smart one, but quiet.
Yep.
And then you have her in the background working, just like, you make it like, oh, she's just letting him work. Well, no, actually in the background, she's figuring out this fucking alien language. Is what she's doing, and she figures it out, and she figures out what happened, and then she actually goes and talks to her, and then that is her speech. She doesn't have to have a fucking speech in front of everybody. She just has a moment with fucking Shalabal and says, this is my baby. Don't you know what I'm going through here? And yes, you do, because you gave up everything to do what you're doing. And I'm willing to do the same. And that moment is when she should see that, okay, fine, now we can come up with a plan together to destroy Galactus or come up with something else, right? Because then the whole fucking plan is so fucking stupid to begin with. Well, it's like, why didn't you think of the last plan to begin with anyway?
she's so emotionally unstable. Like there's the whole thing is going on, and she's like, oh, she makes peace and she does all of these things. We're gonna do this as a family, and then kill her. That's the only thing she can think of when they're trying to run away. Kill her.
Well, that crowd rushed her, right? I mean, they couldn't have done anything, but that crowd, whoever's in that crowd, would have rushed her and the baby, right?
That too. So unbelievable.
That whole scene was so
they
dumb.
would have lynched her. That was so unbelievable.
She finishes verbally.
I don't understand. You're talking about unbelievable when you're talking about a superhero movie.
Because
I don't understand that.
Because you're talking about it's not okay. I can let go of like space-time travel shit when it comes to superhero movies, but when it comes to human behavior, like I'm sorry,
in reality.
Well, no, in the real world, these guys are right. They would be tearing her ass apart, right? Like it doesn't, like most people don't give a fuck if it's not happening to them, right?
Well,
and if something's going to happen to them,
baby. Had she just gone out there herself without the child.
But Fantastic Four are the ones who told the public, told the reporters that unless we give him the baby, Galactus is going to eat our planet.
Yeah, well, that was incredibly
honest.
stupid.
And they were stupid to tell them that. That was what I was
massively
saying to begin with.
Yeah. When Pedro's up there, oh, well, he said we had to give up our baby. So, and then everyone turns against them. Because they're like,
yeah, no shit.
I don't think that people.
said anything.
So here's my desire for reality to set in. I don't think that people turn on a baby that quickly.
And that's what I think they were thinking. And you think that most people wouldn't, Six? But I guarantee you put people in that position where.
No, I agree with you.
Because that's
if
what
it's
they
your
would actually.
I think they
babies
lynched
or
the
her
baby.
baby, if it's your babies or her baby, it's going to be her baby.
Well, this is
Exactly.
like going back in time and killing Hitler baby.
It is in a way, and it's weird. And that's what I'm saying. The dilemma's fine. That part is fine. Just the way it was executed for me, and it's really that last half of the movie because the first half is
whole
fine.
movie, yeah. The whole movie is poorly executed. It has some good ideas, but nothing is executed. I'm sorry. She gives this impassioned speech. She gets the whole world to like band together to in ways that the world has never banded together before to build these giant structures and save the world. And
what a waste of time that was.
Yeah, it happens in a couple of minutes. Nothing is explained, and then Silver Surfer just rolls in and blows it all up. And it's like,
Yeah,
you could have done so much more with this.
They managed to build those in like 36 hours. Like several dozen of them all over the world. They just built in 36
Well, it makes
hours.
no sense because
you don't even turn it in. You don't even turn it into anything. You just have Silver Surfer, female Silver Surfer, show up and blow it up in 30 seconds. She just goes around and blows everything up. You could have done a whole thing with that.
Yeah, Silver Surfer, you could have told us that you were going to be on our side, so we wouldn't have wasted all these time and resources. And you know,
that's where I said it would have made more sense to have her have the conversation with the Silver Surfette than it would have been for Johnny and all this other shit. And it would have made more sense. And this is where, again, Reed is stupid, right? It would make more sense to build one little fucking thing and transport Galactus off our plane of existence than it would be to try to move a whole planet. Like the thought of doing that was so fucking stupid. Like that whole setup is stupid. And then they even admit
my brain couldn't.
Yeah, they like you think he's gonna come off the fucking ship? No, he's gonna send the Silver Surfette, you dumbass, and they figure that out. It's like, duh.
Well, you know, they went from transporting an egg, and then I kept waiting for that montage to come up to where they go, you know, moving bigger and bigger things. And like eventually I thought, well, they're going to move a puppy.
No, you just got to scale it up.
Gonna move. Yeah, but like that never happened. It went from moving an egg to the whole world is holding hands and singing that Coca-Cola song, and they're building these transport devices.
And somehow that's going to confound Galactus.
Oh,
he's never going to find you in 1,000 years.
A million years. They say a million years. There's
million
absolutely no evidence whatsoever that teleporting themselves somewhere else is going to keep Galactus from finding them.
How did he find a spot that had a moon? Because Andre was right about that. Because it just pops up and there's a moon there all of a sudden. It's like they don't even address that. So they didn't move the moon.
What?
So they have to find a place that has a moon that's the same size as ours and that will orbit our planet, and a sun that's the same distance. Yep. So he has to find a spot that we can move to in our galaxy.
Yeah, because the Earth could not exist without the moon.
Exactly. And when it pops up on the screen,
keeps the Earth in the proper orbit, actually. Yep.
We already said all of a sudden have a moon, and they don't address that at all in the movie. Andre was right about that.
Yeah, it's massively stupid. The whole idea.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. And not only that, I'm sitting here waiting for him to crack that egg open to try it and see if
exactly. That's what.
Because like, how do you even know
that just roast cooked the egg inside the shell?
Exactly. Because like Six just said, you didn't transport anything that was actually living per se. You didn't test that egg. You have no idea what happened on the other end of that, right?
Yeah, but that would have been
the fucking fly.
I was just gonna say that would have imagine the whole planet gets screwed up. You could have a billion Brundlefly movies.
And speaking of that, didn't we just have the same motherfucking plot in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Where they were basically moving a whole new planet.
Yeah,
whatever it was. They're moving a whole thing to a
new planet, right? Didn't they transport them to a new planet?
It's not the same exact plot, but it's similar.
Well, that's where you get into trouble too. If you've read the original, FF 49, 48, 49, 50, there's no Watcher in this movie. So you don't have that great Watcher that's looking down and he violates his oath to interfere because he wants to save the Earth because he knows how special we are. Although if he's, seen us lately, maybe wouldn't agree. But the Watcher is such a great character. So he tells Reed there's one item that can destroy the Galactus is the ultimate nullifier. And it's actually not that big. It's a small little device, and Johnny's able to retrieve it. And Reed threatens, Galactus, and he says, "If you ever come back to Earth, I'm going to use the, if you come back, I have the ultimate nullifier. I'm the only, I can wipe you out of existence." So that's why Galactus never comes back. Of course, he comes back many other times in the comics, and you find out his origin. He's from another galaxy. So the setup from Galactus is good, and they didn't expound on it enough because Galactus is a being who saw the end of another universe and consumed the other universe that he was from. So he's hungering, in the comic books, he would say, "I hunger." It's a joke, but he's in a lot of pain, but they didn't expound on the tragedy that is Galactus. And the whole point of that's why he wants Franklin, because Franklin can absorb his pain and take away his hunger. And then, Franklin maybe can take on the curse and become this new Galactus. So it's a convoluted plot. And, Franklin is a crazy character. I mean, he's created pocket universes when that Heroes Reborn. He moved everyone to another universe. And he's done some crazy stuff. He's become an older age. They've aged him up, aged him back. And the problem is a character that's too powerful. He's omnipotent in the Marvel universe. So they power him up, depower him all the time. And it's just, you didn't need Galactus to have to get Franklin. Just give us the Watcher, give us a Silver Surfer, give us the ultimate nullifier like Kirby created.
I don't know. I'd have just put a thing on the moon, and when he come over the moon, Independence Day style, like he did in the movie, I'd have zapped him into another galaxy.
Tom, did you give a rating on this movie?
3 or 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 3.
And the more I think about it, the more it pisses me off.
I think you've convinced me that it's less than a 5.
Well, look, the first half is good. Like that's the problem. And
the first 30 minutes are pretty good. They're definitely way too fast, right?
Yeah.
But they're not bad. The moment the baby comes out and their first meeting with Galactus, it all goes.
We're already getting a new character when we didn't even get to know all these other characters. Exactly. Like, because I didn't hate the kid playing Johnny. He just wasn't really Johnny, right?
He was a neutered version of Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
other than the fact that he was trying to fuck the toaster.
But I appreciated his like he did deliver a performance,
He didn't go after Herbie. He didn't go after Herbie.
Okay, Herbie. Okay, I keep broaching that, but you brought that up once already. Here's the only time Herbie gets to do anything in the fucking movie is when he's baby proofing the house. That's the only part he gets.
Oh God,
that's important, Tom.
It's funny, but it's like you could have done so much more with this character. Like he should have been in it so much more, and he could have been your R2-D2. He was so cute, and he wasn't annoying. So like you had this plus side to him that he wasn't like he didn't have some like annoying quirk to him that I was like, get him off the screen. No, I was like, I like him. He's cute. And then the little baby gate and the thing like that was all kind of funny. That was the only time I laughed in the whole movie, because the rest of the movie is so dour and dark that if there was any humor, it's completely chopped out. Because the only other humor we get in the rest of the movie is just a little banter here and there between Johnny and the thing, and that's it. I mean,
they might have overcorrected because I
think so. I think it was an overcorrection, man.
Yeah.
And this is the one time I would have been like, no, you can't overcorrect too much. This is the one time you got to have a little bit of humor. You got to have a little bit of that tongue-in-cheek goofiness.
And I'm definitely tired. Like, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm definitely tired of how far they took it. So I'm there with
it
that.
didn't even necessarily have to be that kind of humor. The humor was not sitcom humor, but family humor, like that levity.
No, you're right. Though. That whole sequence where they're baby proofing, that whole sequence where they're baby proofing the home was I loved it. That was good. I could use a little bit more.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and the baby seat bit, like Six said at the end, that was funny. Like in a good way, not in a
Those
not in
car
a Guardians
seats
of the
suck
Galaxy
to
kind
put
of
in.
way.
But of course, Reed would have invented the when they had those latches in your car seat. I was like, praise the Lord! It's like you can just latch the car seat in now. Because before that,
and it doesn't make any sense that they would wait until that particular moment to install the car seat either. Because
I've actually been there now, where it's like, oh
yeah,
god, I
so
better
have
do this
I.
fast, or I'm going to be in trouble. I got to do it really fast. I got to get this right.
Well, plus back then you wouldn't use a car seat, right? I went home and my mom's pictures of, if you're of a certain age, like of the nurse is giving, putting me in the front seat of the car with no seat belt. It's like nothing, He just went home. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of actually a little like back then they would have just tossed the kid in the back seat. They would have fucking
Right. Yeah.
Mom
And why
would
is
just
a
be
kid
holding the
going on
kid.
a mission?
Yeah, Mom would just
why is a
hold the
kid
kid.
going on a mission?
Yeah,
when, like, the
that
world
was-
could be in danger. It's like, don't they have like Herbie? You should have Herbie.
That's
watch
where
this
Herbie
kid.
comes in, and that's where I think Herbie should have
Yeah.
been in it more. Is he should have been the little babysitter when they were doing things, and I think they could have had some cute stuff between him and the kid.
He should have
But
been
the-
at the business
Yeah.
end when she was giving birth.
Yeah, that was a
He
pretty
could have
clean
been-
birth
Ooh,
too, right?
ah.
I mean, yeah. What happens in
Ooh, I was thinking the same thing.
weightlessness? What happens with 0G when you give birth? That's got to be a mess.
There should be shit all over the place
It's gonna
flying.
be-
Like when her water
everything's gonna
broke,
be sticky.
It's
yeah, when her water
Absolutely.
broke, it'd have been floating all over and shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's way too.
They should have
way too
isolated
simple.
her and shit. Like that was
Yeah.
a little goofy. Yeah.
Or she used her force field to take the baby up. I don't know if she could think, but yeah. The
Yeah,
scene
she
was
should have
really
put herself
cool.
in a force field. Yeah.
One thing that was really cool was when Reed wants to scan the baby. He's like, well, if you want to see our son, and she makes her belly
That was
invisible.
kind of cool. Yeah.
That was clever. That was clever.
Yeah, that was a good.
See, there
use
was a
of
lot of
power.
clever stuff in here, but it just felt like a lot of ideas thrown at shit and never really restructured in a way. Because, like, I just restructured it in a way that makes sense, right? Like, all you had to do
Disney
was
hired Tom.
just flip a lot of the stuff you gave Johnny for Sue, and have her figure out what the language is, and have her relate more to Shalabal, and because that's what they were trying to do is they took away
Romance.
they took away Johnny's girl thing and they gave it to him, and they even mentioned it like it's like, you haven't shown us any of that though, guys. You could have told me he was gay in this movie and I would have been like, yeah, probably. You know what I mean? Because
Chris
he's like,
Evans, that's what he did so well. The Chris Evans version, the first
Exactly,
Evans version, the first
yeah.
two movies. He's jumping he's jumping his motorbikes. He's got the commercial with the hot ladies, and of course, all the ladies, love Chris Evans. I think, right? So,
well, they embraced
every
that
handsome guy.
extreme '90s version or early aughts version. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't get this, where like the ladies are going crazy over, the guys. I'm judging what a guy looks like, but he's not, like matinee idol. Good looks as Johnny, as Johnny Storm.
I like Chris Evans as Captain America because he's Captain America, but when he's Johnny Storm, I can't stand it because I can't fucking stand arrogant men. I hate that.
Well, that's Johnny. See, that's the thing is,
Yeah,
they
I
mis-
don't like
they-
I don't like Johnny Storm.
See, and that's the term that's more. They always call him like a womanizer. I'm like, no, he's arrogant. He loves women, and he's a bit of a, he was a daredevil. Right back in the day, it was the Evel Knievel kind of stuff, but then it became more of the extreme sports kind of stuff. And then in the Michael B. Jordan, it became more of the racing the cars. And that's the sad part is even in some of the, I have to give Fan Four Stick a little bit of credit that they got some of the characterizations a little closer than they did here, even though that movie is wretched and unwatchable.
I
Right?
almost
Like
walked out of that. I should've.
yeah, I mean, but some of the characterizations are better than this version because this one, it was almost like they were trying so hard not to make him Johnny Storm and
Yeah.
give Sue so much more. And it just, I don't know, it just.
Yeah. He's supposed to be a ladies' man. He's supposed to be kind of a hothead, and that's not who we got here. It's
The
kind of a
best
mess.
scene in the old Fantastic Four movie is when he gets so restless from sitting in the fucking facility. And the next thing you know, he's on fucking television, and Michael Chiklis is like, Johnny.
Yeah. He's hitting on the nurse who's gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the hospital. Yeah, they encapsulated the FF perfectly in those first two movies in terms of the personal interactions. I mean, Julian McMahon, who just passed away, another actor.
Yeah,
recently.
sadly, he did a good job.
I mean,
in that too. Yeah,
his Doctor Doom just wasn't written well, but he's a good, good actor. But
he was good. He did good with what he had. Yeah, Doctor
what he
Doom was
had.
the one who got treated the worst in that
shafted
movie. Yeah.
in those movies, but the characterizations of Ben and Johnny, I would have they did have that rapport in this movie, I thought. But the first two movies I thought got a little bit better. But by making Johnny so up in his intelligence, they're translating that language. And they do have a line in the movie like he can barely speak English. How did he translate an alien language? I think the line was you're barely competent in English, and which is a funny line. I guess you do it for a hot chick, but they had the Silver Surfette as Sydney Sweeney. I might have bought it a little bit more. I mean, she's not. I
still just don't buy Johnny can do that. That was
no, I agree, but I'm like, if it was Sydney Sweeney, maybe he would have gone, crazy overtime or used Herbie to decode the message, like, oh, she's gorgeous. But I'm like, the Silver Surfette is not overwhelmingly gorgeous, right? He's supposed to be infatuated with her, and Johnny Storm is the guy has a million girls, fawning over him anyway. So what was particularly entrancing about the CGI version of the Silver Surfer? I didn't get it, right? I mean,
well, because the only other woman is his sister. I mean, like Tom said, and I think Cece said in his earliest review, is that we didn't get to know anybody else. We didn't why do we care about saving Earth? We didn't get to know anybody else on Earth.
No,
there was such we didn't see any really. The way that they forced Klabi's girlfriend or potential girlfriend into it, that was just weird. There was no payoff for having her in there unless it's coming up. But was that a Jewish synagogue that he went to?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah.
And Ben Grimm is Jewish. So,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't really lean into it like they normally do, or at least, it didn't make it very obvious. That's the thing, is it felt like there was so much of this movie on the cutting room floor, yet I don't know if I necessarily would have wanted it any longer, because by the end of the movie I was getting antsy. It was, and look.
It was long enough.
You had to pee?
No, I didn't even have to fucking pee. Because I made sure I didn't
bladder buster.
I didn't take any water or soda in with me or nothing. I just went in straight because I wanted to get in there, get out, because I knew I had to get back here for this.
You went in straight, you came out gay.
I did. I came out totally gayer than Johnny Storm.
It wasn't even 2 hours, was it?
No.
Sorry,
no, it was like an hour and 45 minutes, but but it felt like it was cut down from 10 hours, but it was definitely long enough. I didn't need it to be any longer.
Well, the sad part is, this should have been just a Disney Plus series. Had they been doing this kind of shit for their Disney, this is what I don't understand is there was this interview I was listening to from Kevin Feige from a while back, and they were talking about how they have thousands of characters. And it's like, so why are you choosing the most unlikable, newest, unknown, fucking obscure characters to put on the fucking screen? You have the Fantastic Four. You have the X-Men, right? There's a handful of the B-listers that I could pull out right now that have never even gotten a movie, that I'm sure Mark even has another completely different handful that he could pull out. And yet, here we are with this stupid She-Hulk show and all the other shit where you've taken characters that were popular and you've destroyed them. And then this is something that screams like a TV show, right? Because this almost feels like it exists outside of the MCU because it is a different universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
And in that, I would have just been like, you know what? Just let this be on its own. Fuck it.
The reality is they probably don't have a pull-out game. They need to finish and then start fresh with the X-Men.
Is that the name of the third Avengers film? Pull-out game?
Pulling out.
Well, I mean, we're talking spoilers here. So the very last scene is Sue. What was it? 4 years later. So Franklin's reading.
The post credits scene. Yeah,
the post credits. So it's one of his favorite books is Charles Darwin. Natural Selection,
Origin of the Species.
Origin of the Species. Thank you. Yep. And then she goes to get another book. You'll enjoy this more. And there's a scene where Dr. Doom is kneeling down. You don't see Dr. Doom's face. Just see the cloak. It's Doom, and he's talking to Franklin. So I'm assuming the setup for the next movie is they're trying to keep Franklin away from Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. And they're gonna go to. I'm guessing that's them taking Franklin and their spaceship to our galaxy, the 616 universe. Very cool nod. They had the 828 universe, which was that's Jack Kirby's birthday. So that was really a nice tribute at the end. And of course, Jack Kirby was Jewish, so they gave that quote like, "You leave a little bit of your character, has a little bit of yourself in them." And they didn't overtly say that Ben was Jewish in this, and it wasn't until many years later that Ben had his bar mitzvah in the comics. It was much later. But Jack Kirby would send out Hanukkah cards with Ben Grimm, so it was obvious that Ben was Jewish. But
So
what were you saying, Sickness?
he converted.
No, he's Jewish. He's always been Jewish. Always been Jewish, but it was inferred, and it wasn't until many years later. I think FF in the 400s, or I've read it. I can't remember the number, but we actually had his bar mitzvah in the comics. It kind of solidified. Yes, he's Jewish. But this kind of he goes to see his love interest, and it's like, why are you here for spiritual guidance? He's like, no, to see you in the temple, but so you can interpret it another way. But there are little bits that are nice like that, but it's just it didn't stick the landing with Galactus, and I did enjoy the movie. I'll give it that. I know you guys have all valid points, and as a comic book purist, that some of the stuff was driving me crazy. But yeah, the big thing that got me was why would they tell the world that our baby, if we give up our baby, we save the planet. It's just total insanity. Reed, as smart as he is saying stupid things, he would never say that in a million years.
Yeah. They didn't even debate it in the movie. There was no conversation. It just happened.
Yeah. Like, they had a long time to get back. You'd think of that whole time that had been like, look, we can't just blurt out.
We can't tell everybody.
Your social media manager.
They have one too. Like, they have like a fucking agent. That's that black chick. Yeah. Like that's what like. What did she do that for? Like, that would be her last day at work if I was her, or if I was these guys. Because what the hell did they? Whoa, slow down here, lady. Like, you need to have a conference with all the most important people in the world. Like, I'm talking to all the presidents and dignitaries, like I said, explaining to them what's going on. And like I said, you even keep that very close to yourself. Like, do you even bother telling everybody this? Like, at that point, it's like...
Yeah, they said we don't have a prepared statement. It's like, you're on the ship for a month. Maybe you would have thought of that when you landed, like you said. What would you do? I mean, that kind of smacked me in the face.
Well, there shouldn't even have been a press conference. That's where they should have said,
they should have just waved him off and said, no, we'll see you. We'll tell you what happened later or whatever.
We'll debrief you soon or something like that.
Did you save the planet? Did you defeat Galactus? No, we did not. What do you mean? You don't say that. You say, well, we fought the SOB, and we're gonna do. We think when he comes in our galaxy, we're gonna kick his ass. Or if he's a sailor, we're gonna get him laid, and we'll have no problem here. But
I did kind of enjoy that moment.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
You're like, dude's big, okay?
Yeah.
Like, we thought he was big, but he's like big. Like, like Godzilla big. Yeah.
He walked like Godzilla through the streets of New York.
And be like, and I don't think a nuclear bomb is going to do shit.
Oh, and how about Reed Richards running? Could he run any gayer? Folks,
people are giving him too much of a pass for this movie, to be honest with you.
Watch for Reed Richards running in this movie.
Considering we could have had Krasinski or whatever, this is so bad. Or why he didn't do it is beyond me. Like, this is, and it's
did
Disney,
he turn it down or they didn't want
No,
it?
from my understanding, and I think it was confirmed that Disney was insistent that Reed not be white. So the closest they could get was Hispanic.
Pedro's whatever
he's a pretty
race
white,
he needs to be.
non-white.
Or he's not Hispanic. He's
God,
where's he from?
cares?
South American or whatever. But anyway,
he's Latino.
Yeah, he's of
Vaguely
the Latin
Latino.
descent.
Oh, I wanted to ask everybody, in what format? I saw just regular digital. How did you guys? What format?
3D. And the 3D was actually pretty good. I will say that it was almost as good or better in some spots than even Superman. I will say the thing that they wasted was there's plenty of times you could have had, because especially with the size of Galactus, there's a lot of these great shots where the Silver Surfer is kind of hanging out in front of the screen, but they could have had her even hanging out farther into the audience, right? Like, because of the size and the scope. Like she could have been like right out like it would have felt like she was right there in front of us, but that felt like the only time they missed an opportunity. It was like, yeah, she's too close. Bring her back out more. Then it would feel like there's more depth. But otherwise, that kind of was cool with all the big, spectacle in the film. The 3D actually, to me, added a lot of, like, the excitement to the action sequences were fine. And they were done well, and the effects are done well. It's just, it's such an empty husk of a script that it's even... Anybody who says that Superman is a mess, I'm sorry, this is a bigger mess. At least Superman is a coherent mess. Like, I get it. It's a comic book story.
I agree with you. I actually appreciate Superman more after watching this movie. and Silver Surfette is a great example of that. There's a story there. They allude to it. They could have expanded upon it and actually made me give a shit. But they just... Yeah. All of it is compressed into that one scene with Johnny, and he takes the low road too, if that makes any sense, right? He manipulates her, and I hated that. That's not the way I wanted to see that happen, because there was something there to work with, to make.
Well, it would have made better reason to make her a woman, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and they don't utilize that opportunity. They just have Johnny manipulate her for a minute there, and then
jeez, there you go.
She turns around and becomes the savior at the end.
He's a big dude. He's a big
Wow.
dude.
Yes, dude. He's big. He's big,
Looks
y'all.
like he's been bedazzled.
He has.
That
looks pretty close to what he looks like in the movie, though.
Is
But I
it
know you have to
a
run
lot
CC.
smaller to scale?
In a few minutes.
What?
That is
my
not
mic
to
on?
scale. Yeah, that's not to scale 6. They do have a new Hot Toys though with the 4 and the Surfer to scale though.
Yeah. And I think that they have smaller versions. I can't grab that as when you go to grab an action figure off a shelf, you're gonna knock over like 30 other figures. But there's a really cool toy they had from it was a John Byrne issue where everyone's fighting Galactus. I think issue 342. I can't remember the number offhand, but really cool cover. But the figure, the figures, the FF are like this big on Galactus, So, but that's the Surfer, and this is the HasLab Galactus, which is really cool. I have to say, my wife was not too pleased when this appeared.
That wasn't cheap, was it?
No,
that's pretty cool,
cheap.
Mark. I like that better than the movie version.
Yeah,
this
looks
that
good.
Was cool. Yeah. Oh,
So,
Surfer just fell.
Did everybody answer how the format they saw?
I don't think anybody else did.
I saw it in IMAX. Oh no, Dobbly Digital. I saw in the Dobbly since we saw Spinal Tap trailer tonight. Yep,
I saw it on
really
the
good.
Phone Max.
Phone Max.
You're
Just
in
a regular
Canada,
old
that's all we're gonna
screen.
say.
Just a regular old screen.
Okay.
I was not paying for premium format for Pedro's giant face.
I don't think this movie's worth it.
I
It
didn't.
was actually
I
it was a very quality screening. I was impressed.
I'm glad Tom liked it, but I didn't. While I was sitting there watching it, I was like, yeah, I think just having the glasses would have been annoying enough to not make it worth it. But I really like dialogue and exposition anyway, so I'm not so much into the action.
Well, and if you're somebody who gets dizzy real easy from it, like I saw Goddess, this is not a movie to watch in 3D.
And she liked it, and I'm glad that she liked it.
And I mean, they did
Goddess
show
was
they showed like the Tron trailer in 3D before, which was kind of cool. They showed the Avatar trailer
Yes,
in 3D
we
before,
didn't even
which was
talk
kinda
about
cool.
the Avatar trailer.
It was avatars all over
Oh,
it.
it looked
Yeah.
beautiful. I can't wait.
More
I can't fucking wait.
It's starting to show up.
more
We're gonna go
avatars.
see
It was
it.
more
It's gonna
avatars
make
than the
tons of
last
money.
Avatar was.
It gets more. Yes, exactly. I could absolutely care less.
There's
about
3
Avatar.
avatars now.
No, thank you.
Should I be
about-
surprised
No
if it
thanks.
makes a couple $1 billion again?
It's gonna. I just whatever. I saw it and it was just like, oh, okay.
What about downtown at the downtown? How do you say Downton Abbey? Downton
Downton
Abbey.
Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
Oh,
No, I didn't
thank
get that
you.
one.
Like I remember
Nope,
watching the preview.
didn't see that
My friend and I, buddy, were with. He's like, "You couldn't pay us a fucking $1 million to sit
Yeah.
through this movie."
Right. I got the Liam Neeson trailer though.
Oh
with
yes,
the Save the
support-
Comedy.
Save Our
Yeah.
Comedy. Yeah, I saw that one. I was not fond of that commercial, but
And then what else did I get today? I got that stupid fucking Zootopia 2 song trailer was annoying as piss.
I didn't see that one.
And then God, what else was there?
What about the last song in the FF movie was "Consume Us"? It was like a Sully. Did you catch the lyrics on that one?
Yeah, it was the soundtrack in
creepy.
this wasn't as bad. I would say actually, yeah, it was.
But that
there
last
is some
song, the
good,
lyrics, yeah, the consume us. I'm like, what are you saying? Consume us.
Yeah, this is just such a middle of the road movie, though. Otherwise, that was the problem. Is it just wasn't. It could have been so much better. It felt like they had the right ingredients, except for look the two main cast, like what's her face who plays Sue Storm and Pedro Pascal. I can't.
Vanessa
I just
Kirby.
Can't. Vanessa Kirby. Yeah,
Vanessa
she
Kirby,
just
no.
no. She. Those two were just awful, and they had zero chemistry.
Yeah, they did have zero chemistry, but there was a scene where they're sitting next to each other and she has her hand around the back of Reed Richards' neck. And I kind of flashed back to one of those scenes on the press tour where Vanessa Kirby is like, she's got her arm around Pedro Pascal's neck and she's like rubbing his cheek, like his opposite,
stroking his face.
It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like how she just must, is she married? I think she
is
probably, I think
she's
big
Yeah,
time
she just had
now.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Even
too,
if she
for
was
real.
single in real life, I don't see it.
No, but
Look,
what I'm saying is like, it's such an opportunity for a woman who's in a committed relationship to like touch another man, and she's probably just reveling in it because, I mean, if you're being, I'm when I'm committed, and so I would never do that. But I guess if they're gay, I don't know. It's just, it's so weird. It's just weird to me.
It is very
Which is
weird.
judgmental. And I
very
apologize
weird.
If anyone's
They didn't
feels like-
sell the relationship on screen. I
Not
didn't
at all.
believe it.
It almost feels like gay men get away with shit that even straight women wouldn't get away with other women. That's what I think 6 is kind of getting at in a way. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it feels like with me.
I think I would rather have, I have to think about this. I think I would rather have a gay man like smack me on the ass than a straight woman. I don't know.
You want to turn a great, you want to turn a gay man straight?
Thought is,
I mean, that's probably not an uncommon.
I mean, it's
thing.
just weird how I've noticed how women will allow gay men to get away with shit they wouldn't let straight men get away with, and I doubt they would let a straight woman do.
Remember in Scarlett Johansson, the boob grab that the gay reporter did on the red carpet, and he feels her right up on the red carpet. He just grabs her boob. He's like, "Are they real? Let me feel them." And he's
I'd throw
fondling her right on freaking camera on like Entertainment Tonight. And he's grabbing her boob. Just goggle it, you'll find it. But yeah, that's and then I think William Dafoe like that a clip that was just on.
They did, yeah,
Twitter.
I saw that.
He's like stroking his wife's face, and like Dafoe looked like he said a few words, like in
Yeah,
a
he
real
didn't look too happy about that.
personal kind
He's
of
got
way.
a license to grope.
And then he did like a real weird hand like he made like a you don't have to worry about me. Kind of thing with his hands.
Yeah, it was really fucking. Yeah, it was like, don't worry, dude, I'm gay. Like, that's supposed to make it okay. That's my thing. Is like, I'm sorry. Like, if my girlfriend, I don't give a fuck if the dude was gay or not. If he had his hands all over my fucking woman like that, I'd be like, I guess you're not my woman no more.
Yeah, man. If this guy had done what he did, he would have been. God, he would have been big trouble. Today even. But totally, yeah. It was the Golden Globes 2008 when the guy she just went and he grabbed her.
So that was that old? I thought that was newer. Okay.
Yeah, I just found the clip on the interwebs. Yeah, just
yeah, and he was acting
insane.
really kind of gay there too. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
But anyhow, like, look, I don't give a fuck if he's gay or not. There's no chemistry between them. He is not Reed Richards. Like, look, I get it. Reed Richards is a certain, like, they did try to, if it wasn't really, in this case, I don't think it was so much the script as outside of the baby parts. It was just him.
The script was awful.
It was awful, but I think
bad.
that if you had a better actor, I wouldn't have been complaining about Reed as much.
Oh yeah, 100. He is a good actor. I was like, he didn't it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't Reed Richards.
Oh no, he rubbed me the wrong way through the whole movie. I'm like, this is too much. I think I've hit Pedro fatigue.
I got exactly what I was expecting, and I used to be. Anytime somebody would be talking about Pedro, I'd say, ooh, sexy. But that's because I associated him with Mandalorian, but now I associate him with Reed Richards, and I'm like, hard pass.
Well, and we got, I know CC, do you got a few more minutes? So we're gonna do some super chats here, and we're probably gonna check out soon.
I can hop out at any point.
That's up to you. I was just
Gotta
checking
go,
in with you.
It's a good enough time. Yeah, it's a good.
All right, so go ahead and plug your business. And
I gotta have some nachos.
oh, look at you.
Yeah. No, I'm
Rager.
hanging out with my sister this evening, so I gotta hop out and hang out with her.
She made you nachos.
She did.
Hi,
She's a very good
sister. Is she listening?
No, probably not, because she's getting the nachos.
Oh.
So she's Nacho sister.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
That would be a twist of fate. Well, my mom ran into that twist of fate.
Oh,
that's a whole other.
I think your mom would know.
She would. No, I'm working on the channel, business as usual. But I'm back from my trip until my next trip, so I'm back on Mead for now, and I'm happy to be here. Happy to be back after an absence. So cheers.
All right. Well, take care,
Good to see
CC.
you,
We're glad to
CC.
have you.
Take care.
Take
You
care.
as well.
So, yeah. Tell your sister we said hey.
Will do.
But yeah, so let's get into these super chats because I saw one from Goddess that we can address. She asked, who was John Malkovich supposed to play? Yes, he was in the trailer, but he got deleted from the film. He's the Red Mist.
Red Ghost.
Red Ghost.
Or Red Ghost. Did I
Yeah.
say Red Mist? I'm sorry.
Yeah. They show one of his
Soviet,
super apes, but they didn't show
And he's
him.
shown in animated form, but not
How
in actual
amazing
form.
would that have been? Oh, did we talk about the second post-credit scene?
Which is just the animated intro
They're
thing.
both
yeah.
nothing burgers. I mean,
I was a little mad at myself for staying because I had a super pee. I was a little mad at myself for staying.
Yeah, because I
Wait,
think
they're
that
all
animated
waste.
sequence
It
was
was
put
like
out like,
nothing.
what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And while the credits were running, I was like Googling what are the post-credit scenes because I wasn't
yeah.
smart enough to do it beforehand. And they said, oh, some website said, oh, you got to stay and watch both. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay and watch both.
No, you don't.
And I'm like, no, you
No,
don't.
for those who are
No.
curious, the last one is just the animated intro to the cartoon show, which I think they put online like 2 weeks ago.
yeah,
or
the
3 weeks
in-universe
ago.
cartoon show, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
been shown.
Which is
elsewhere.
cute. It's cute, but
It's
don't wait
cute,
for
but
that.
it's yeah, you don't need to wait for that, and the
Yeah.
credits are forever. And the first post credit scene comes pretty early on, and that's the only one that really probably matters. And even that's just
Oh, that's
I
a
like it.
waste
I
of your
thought that
time
would
too.
work. I disagree.
And
that the-
6, did you drink too much Pedro milk, and that's why you had to leave the theater early?
oh my
Wait,
god, that shit
make
was
it big.
real.
What the fuck is that?
That shit is real. I thought you made that up.
No, that's real.
That's
They
a
did the
Fantastic
same thing.
Berry? No.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
disgusting.
Fantastic berry.
Yeah, they
So it's
there's-
like blueberry or blue.
they previously
what is it?
did a Star Wars one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
blue
Star
milk.
Wars.
Well, I
Blue
knew
Milk.
this. That's what I thought
It's
it
berry
was, and I thought he
flavors.
just
Yeah.
slapped it on there as a joke. I didn't know it was fucking
No.
real.
No, it's
I did
real.
see the
Just like
Pop Tarts the other day.
Pop that
Yeah,
open,
real.
Mark. Take a swig. Tell
That
us
shit's
what
not
the-
even gonna be good that long. Did you see the expiration date on that? It's
7.
It's like
What-
it's like
when's it
7 days.
7/29.
drink out of the
7:29.
carton. You won't tell Mrs. D with a C.
I don't think she cares. She'll probably like drink your fucking blue milk and get it away from me. How bad is it?
Yeah. Oh, that's skim for you. Enjoy that.
Yeah. Do I look
What's
like I
it
drink
taste like?
skim milk?
So it's berry. Like
Tastes
what kind of
blueberry,
berry?
Yeah. Yeah, it's blueberry, yeah.
Does it double for Smurf milk too?
Oh, God. It's
That
not-
sounds so appetizing.
Sounds
Okay.
delicious.
Smurf juice. Anyone go see
Yeah.
this
I didn't hear
They're
it
gonna-
or nothing. Yeah,
The Smurf milk didn't sell, so they peeled off the labels and put
Yeah.
the Fantastic
that's
Four
what I was
logos on.
thinking.
Star Wars
No
milk
wonder it
didn't sell
expires so
either.
soon.
See the sacrifices us YouTubers make for you guys out there, the hardships we go through. Yeah, I had to
I
drink
almost got
Pedro's milk.
Oh,
Oh God!
no!
Hey, at least you
Why
didn't
is
have
it
to milk him.
blue?
That's why I posted. I'm like, take that, Mark Hamill.
Oh,
Mr.
Lord.
Fantastic is blue milk. If you like
Oh,
blueberry, you
Lord.
probably like it. That's
I
Is
love
that what it is? Like a
blueberry.
blueberry?
actually-
Or is it?
Blueberry
yeah, it's
flavor.
blueberry. It's
Yeah.
blueberry, and they have a Sue Storm label too. I didn't buy the.
Is
Sue
it
Storm one.
blueberry or is it like the blue raspberry?
Wait a minute. They
It's
have a
blueberry.
Sue Storm carton
Fa-
of milk.
Yes,
what
but
color is the
same
Sue Storm
stuff.
one?
That's
Oh,
Same,
it's the
same one.
That's
She's
just
got blue
Skinny
milk
Joe's.
too.
Oh,
But
wait, well,
I had to get the Pedro one. I had to have Pedro's milk.
just
we
so
know what she's
wrong.
giving Franklin. She's giving her
She's
some blue milk.
supplementing with formula.
That's I was waiting for her to like, right when it gives birth and get some
God.
privacy here for the new mom. Yeah. Oh, good.
No, I had to ask about the blue raspberry thing because I was like only like a couple weeks old a couple weeks ago when I first learned, I should say, that many years old, when I first learned that there's a difference between blueberry flavored and blue raspberry. Because guess what? There is no such thing as a blue raspberry.
It doesn't exist. Yeah.
Nope.
But it is a flavor that has existed since the 60s, and it was an extremely popular flavor at that time, believe it or not. But it's famous for turning your poop green.
Well, what's gonna happen tomorrow morning to me?
Your poop's gonna be green.
Don't send me a picture,
no.
Mark.
So she can analyze it for science.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what else you guys are talking about in the chat. Thank you again, Gotta Swim. So yeah, he was supposed to be the red ghost, but he got completely trimmed. And then we got Dead Man who says white privilege episode is
New B&B. What new?
The white privilege
Band
episode
B?
of New Band B was hilarious.
what the hell
What's
is
that
New
mean?
Band B?
I don't know.
You don't have to put it as a super chat, but just
No,
write it
yeah, I
out
don't know what the hell
in
New
big
Band B is.
Big words, yeah.
Yeah,
and
I'm not
and I
sure what
wanted
that
to
is.
pull my eyes out from the Strange New Worlds episode with Spock, and they got to ship all these characters together, so they did put Q. Oh, that you know, if you didn't like this movie, that Strange New Worlds, that last episode, I'm like
The white white privilege episode of Beavis and Butthead. I just figured it out. Sorry.
Okay.
B&B. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. I had like reverse fucking. What do you call it? Where you can't read shit.
Reverse
Dyslexia.
cowgirl?
Oh.
No, I had reverse dyslexia. Like I see it all of a sudden in my head. I'm like, oh, I see what he's saying. Sorry, Mark, you were saying. I'm so sorry.
No. But they're shipping, Spock with Nurse Chapel, who's like, the greatest nurse in the universe, who should have a doctor at this point because she keeps outsmarting all the doctors. She does become a physician later on in the Star Trek series, but they just got to ship these characters together. It's just insanity, and they have a scene with Spock, and it's Trelane is there, and they've got John Delancey's voice, and there's a wedding. Spock is like a fake wedding. I'm like, please pluck my eyeballs out. The only thing, God, we all miss clobbering times, but we used to hate watch that show in StreamYard behind this. I'd watch it, with him late night. God, I miss doing that because that was fun. Just me and him, and he would go crazy. So that's probably the worst thing I've seen all week was that Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worms.
I can't.
Strange New Worms, and the Gorn. They made the Gorn into basically aliens here. So
They just so massively disrespected the character of Spock. I couldn't take it anymore.
Well, speaking of
can't watch.
Clobby, Mark.
yeah, good. Yeah, some people in the chat were asking us what would Clobby have thought of this movie, and he did talk about this. I don't know which show. Got to go back. Maybe when Pedro was cast, he talked about Pedro. He wasn't a big fan of having Pedro as Reed, and he always said, if you're going to make an FF movie, the Clobbering Times had to be in charge. So I think he would have liked. I know he did like the '60s retro element of it, and he had said that for years. Like if you're going to do a FF movie, set it in the '60s. Of course we can't speak for him, but I think he would have liked. Guessing would have liked the set design and the aesthetic there. He would have
I think
liked
he
the way
probably
the
would
thing.
have, yeah.
He would have liked the way the thing actually looked like the thing for the first time on screen. Although we didn't get to see him topless enough, joking. But the CGI is cheaper when you're wearing clothes versus the full rock mode. I think the only time we got to see him was when he's pulling that ship in the harbor. But some of those elements are really good. But other than that, I'm guessing. He was pissed about the Silver Surfette. He was on record of talking about that. But I think there's some things, it's an easy cop out that he would have enjoyed, and other things that would have pissed off the comic book purist. But he would have loved the Jack Kirby tribute in the end because he was always one to point out how much Kirby didn't get enough credit for basically creating the Marvel Universe. And Stan was there, but Stan, got so much more credit in the eyes of the public. So it was nice to see that tribute. And without Jack Kirby, you don't have all those phenomenal characters. And at one point, Lee actually tried to claim that he created the Silver Surfer, and he got smacked down on that one. So that's why he's always careful. He said he co-created Spider-Man with Steve Ditko, and Jack Kirby. If you list all the characters he's created, it's just unbelievable. The guy is genius. So it was nice to see him get that tribute in the movie. No Kirby Crackle. Did you guys notice any Kirby Crackle? I didn't.
Not really. I was kind of disappointed that was the thing is like all the work that it feels like went into like a lot of the backgrounds and costumes was kind of wasted on the fact that they shot it digitally because it all looks so dingy and dark through most of the film. The only time it's really feels light is really that final fight when it's because it's in the middle of the day.
3D or because
maybe
it was really bright on my IMAX.
Maybe I don't know. Just it felt like the pastels didn't kind of bleed through like they should have.
Maybe it was a 3D because it looked good in my
maybe
3D you're losing some of that with the polarized glasses you're losing.
But it is
some
IMAX 3D. So
it was IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
Really good usually, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I mean, the beginning was bright, but like all the stuff on when they went to see Galactus and just all the stuff in the
dark.
apartment, and I don't mean it like dark, like in visually. It just meant like I mean it also in
maybe.
tone. Like it just didn't feel like it crackled like it should have. I don't know. There were some great shots though.
Did you see the Stanley's? I think it said Stanley Service Center
Oh yeah, in the
building when one of the scenes with Ben when he was
And
talking to his,
the ship was Excelsior.
The Excelsior, yeah.
Yep. Which is Stan's slogan. Yep. Yeah, they had a little bits, and that's why I want to watch it again to pause it and then see those little bits that are in the background. Like this is a camera that I have that one of my dad's camera. I'm like, I could have sworn I saw this camera on the screen. The old '60s camera. That's that retro future where you don't have digital. You've got record players that are recording stuff, but you can go faster than light. But I guess that's one of those, it's just a superhero movie. But there were a lot of the set design was phenomenal. I thought the way they made everything look and the way New York looked, it was a pretty cool vision, I thought.
Did we get this one, Tom? Patrick Robinson.
We did not get that far yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Or I don't even have that one.
Oh, Patrick Robinson for $4.99 says F4 was fine. 7 out of 10. Marvel is not back. 2005 movie is still the best F4 movie yet.
Better than this one. I still prefer the Corman one unapologetically.
Me too.
But yeah, no, this is.
Well, where do we go from here? Like, what do you guys think? Tying into that super chat, in terms of. Is it really Dr. Doom? I mean, I guess it's not. It's Robert Downey Jr. as a version of Doom.
Well, he's Doom, but he supposedly makes himself look like Robert Downey Jr. to trick everybody or something like that.
Well, they definitely want us to know that they are tied into the upcoming movie. What was the first thing that came up on the screen? I think it was right after
Doomsday.
Avengers
They
Doomsday.
were returning Doomsday.
Yeah, like right after, I think it was the Jack Kirby quote that they put on screen. They said, Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday or something like that. So they're like,
It was right after the scene with Doomsday.
Oh, okay.
Or with Doom.
Bond will return. Yeah.
Before the credits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they usually. I don't know if they quit doing it or if they still did it for a while, but it used to happen every time they do an end credit scene. Then they'd say who so and so would return in whatever the next movie is. So yeah.
Yeah. But
Masterson, go ahead.
No, it's just that it's very confusing. An FF fan is like, is it that the right version of Doom, or is it someone pretending to be Doom who is an Iron Man gone bad?
Well, that was something I was going to gripe about, and I forgot earlier, was that I don't like it when they don't give us a history with Doom and Reed. Like, to me, that's very important. You kind of need that. Like, and they don't talk about him at all. I mean, maybe they know who he is.
The one scene when Sue is playing Hillary Clinton at the Four Freedoms.
You see Latveria there, but there's no one there.
No, but he's there. Yeah, that's the only time that he's even hinted at. But then at the end of the movie, we don't know if she knows who he is or if it's just.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't think that the Doctor Doom that we're going to get is going to have any real connection to the Doctor Doom of the comic books. It's going to be some thing they've just thought up out of whole cloth for the MCU.
Which to me is going to be a big problem. Because Doctor Doom is a very important character, and see, I actually like Doctor Doom more than I do the Fantastic Four.
Wait, is it one of the all-time great villains?
Yeah,
fantastic
villain.
Great character.
Yeah. And the pregnancy test, did you guys notice? Did it say Stark Industries on the pregnancy tests? Or
I missed that.
I think
it was some other thing.
Stork something.
Stork. Yeah.
Whatever. Not Stark. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's another thing too,
That
is
would've
it's
been
like,
funny.
especially if you're going to put Reed Richards in the 60s, he needs to work with Tony's dad in some capacity. And like I said, you also could have made at least some connection with Doom, like in some way a little bit more. I don't know. Anyway, Dent Masterson gifted 5 memberships. Thank you for that, Dent. We appreciate it. Then Jason Webster says Fantastic Four is a Hallmark movie. That's actually a damning remark. Well, I think women are going to like it more, I'll be honest.
It just gave me some feels of like family, and I didn't want it to be a Hallmark movie. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like Hallmark movies at Christmas time, but I did not go into that movie wanting to get the warm fuzzies and the baby fever.
Baby
fever. I got what I was expecting. I'm not.
This movie would make me not want to have a baby.
Galactus is going to come for you.
Yeah. Not only do they're, first of all, they're worried about him having all kinds of problems, and then some fucking celestial wants to come take the baby. Like, anyway, no, I'm sorry. It's 6. I'm just picking on you.
No, that's I don't care. That's totally
Jason
fine.
Webster says the mustache is Pedro Pascal achieving his ambition to look like 1970s male porn star. Wish he'd act like one, because he sure acts like a queer. Jason Webster says Marvel, Disney, and Warner Brothers DC executives should watch the K-drama Moving. Now that is how to produce a superhero themed film series or film. I guess I'm gonna have to check this out, because every time he brings this up, all I can think of is the Richard Pryor movie. Jason Webster says there's now 3 people on the moon: Galactus, Silver Surfette, and Zack Snyder's. They're filming Rebel Moon 3. I thought they weren't going to give him the money, or did they just send him to the moon and he thinks he's filming it? The problem worked itself out.
He's on an acid trip, allegedly.
He's up there like Wilsiak, just laying on the moon. That's a South Park reference. Go One for One says, Tom, was the popcorn bucket good? I did not look. I didn't even go to the concession stand at all. I didn't, because if I'd have saw that, fucking Herbie, it had been all over. And I don't have the money for that right now. I wouldn't have had enough to get it. So hope you enjoyed the 12,000 calories in one sitting plus soda candy. I didn't have either of those, actually. I had a couple gummies before this.
Lean,
anyway,
fighting machine.
Yeah, one screening can fill your daily calories. Oh, God. Yeah. Trust me, I know this. But no, I tend to avoid it as much as possible. But Jason Webster says, breaking news. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announces a new Oscar category, Best Popcorn Bucket. I would be surprised.
The Ghostbusters car.
Yeah, for a retro one. But like, what would be this year's so far? Probably the Jaws one. This year, the Jaws one.
Jaws.
Totally,
Yeah.
just
No question.
that one hands down. Like, I mean, this was a good year for him too, but that one I think
Jaws is awesome. Yeah,
takes the cake. That one was the best one.
and we're going to a Jaws themed party on Friday night, so everyone's going to
Nice.
bring. And I'm showing Jaws on the projector outside. I'm like, damn, I wish I had that popcorn bucket to bring. That would have been so cool. But maybe I'll bring the Pedro milk for everyone.
Check
and,
again,
say-
because I know some places have been just getting them, because the movie doesn't even drop until, what is it, September or the end of August? End of August. So like
they
my
might-
AMC didn't have them before, but they did when I went back for
I gotta check
Superman.
again.
So you might want to check. Yeah.
Go check again. Yeah. When I go to see Fantastic Four again tomorrow.
There you go. That'll just ask him, because like I had to ask, because I'm like, did you guys get the Jaws one? He's like, yeah, we got them. They didn't have
they're
it
in the
out or
back?
nothing.
They're in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I was buying the Superman one, I'm like, I said, oh no, what I said was I was buying it and I'm doing the thing, and like, you know, I was upset I didn't get the Jaws one. I was hoping to get there. He's like, oh, we got that one. Like, you do?
Sweet.
He's like, yeah, we got him in the back. He's like, yeah.
Sold.
It's like, you want one? Like,
In
oh,
the
you give it to me?
back?
No. Yeah, I had to go back in the back to get it.
I
But
wonder why they had him in the back. You can't sell it from the back room.
Well, I
he
guess
just
they're
pulled out
holding
of-
it. To the movie,
They
to
have
the
them
movie
all back
start.
there in like boxes and shit. So like all the
Yeah.
ones they have out in display are generally ones they won't sell, but like once in a while they'll have like whatever one's selling most popular, they'll have like a handful of them sitting out on the counter, it looked like. But since Jaws wasn't the movie they were promoting, they had just all the Superman ones out there and the Jurassic Park one they were trying to get rid of.
That makes sense. They
'Cause
needed
he
the
said
shelf
no.
space.
Yeah. So I just happened to mention it and he just like, oh yeah, we got that one. So you never know. Just ask them. Sometimes they might have them there. They just don't have them out on the display.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Good
that
luck,
fucking
yeah.
Jurassic World one took up the whole fucking counter.
Is that
Like,
really big? That one with the
You
alien?
didn't see that one yet?
I didn't
No,
see
what
it in
it is?
person.
No, this is not the one in the little thing. What it is a big fucking chunk of ground, like this big,
Wow.
and then imprint of the T-Rex foot. So it's like this fucking big around, and then
What?
it dips in. I shit you not.
It's
And then
enormous.
it
Yeah, it's
di-
just a big footprint.
It's just a big
That's
ass
stupid.
footprint.
If you're gonna
I
make
know,
a
and
big
it's
popcorn
fucking
bucket, make
huge.
it a fucking dinosaur, dumbasses.
Well, that's why they probably weren't selling. Everybody was buying the T-Rex and the little, mutant dino baby thing. Otherwise, I bet because they probably weren't selling them. It was like they were trying to push those.
They could have at least like made it so like he stepped on a person, so there was like a smushed.
No, what it is just the
Person
print,
in
and then
the
inside
footprint.
it said Jurassic World Rebirth, and you just put the popcorn in there. Like it's just too big. It's too.
Oh, I could 3D print
Big.
that,
That's
man.
what he said.
It should
Not
have been
to
like
you,
smaller like this and just deeper, and then it would have made more sense. And just like maybe had a lid you could put on it that looked like the footprint.
Why don't they do
Like-
the toilet with the lawyer on the toilet, and you can put the popcorn
That would
in
have
the
been good.
toilet?
Seriously,
That would have
The-
been good.
the footprint one looks like a dog bowl.
It does,
It's
yeah.
just-
Like,
it's
but it's
garbage.
too big even for that. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing is, it would be cool dog bowl, but like, it's just too fucking big. I wouldn't even know where to put. Unless it has something like you could hook it on the wall, maybe. Because like otherwise, it's so big. It's got to be almost as big as that fin that fucking Gary had from Jaws. Like, is that it's like, just bulky?
I've resorted to using the ceiling and hang some figures, maybe because I have this room it's like filled with stuff, and
Right.
like I had I've got a life-size bust of the Thing head. I don't know. Can I show this? I don't know if I can get my camera, but like.
Well, while you're doing that, we
yeah,
got
yeah.
this is what I was talking about here. Thank you for this, Professor R2.
That's cheap
Yes.
as fuck.
It
Yeah,
does look
it's a
cheap. It's
lump
huge
of
though.
plastic. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
just a hunk
molded
of
lump of
plastic.
plastic.
That looks like the kind of packing material that comes when you like buy something and they ship it in a box and then they
Yeah.
have some kind of
Yes.
plastic form
Yes.
around it.
Scroll down a little bit, Tom. You can see the scale next to a cup.
Okay, yeah. So
How
like,
huge that
yeah.
is.
Oh,
That's not even to scale. That's not
cute.
even to scale because that
You think?
popcorn is
Oh,
way
okay.
too big.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That popcorn's way too fucking big.
I
Like
could
this
3D
thing is.
print that no problem. That's an
You
easy
could,
3D
but it's a waste of fucking.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with
use
it?
that as
Yeah.
a litter box.
Like
Or you
if you
put it
did
on
it
the wall.
smaller, maybe it was like an ashtray or some kind of like thing or candy dish, maybe. But it's so big. It
Or
is
if you're
huge.
hanging on the wall, it'd be cool.
That's
maybe,
what I
right?
said. Yeah, hanging on the wall, maybe. But like, it took me like a second to even figure out what the fuck it was. Because like, I'm like, what the hell is this? And then it took me a second when I finally noticed the big Jurassic World logo, and then I took a step back. I literally had to like take a step back,
So big.
and it was so big, and I like realized, oh, it's the print of the T-Rex.
$28.
They probably are gonna have to give them bastards
Oh,
away. I don't think they can sell.
Yeah, that's probably like the T-Rex
awful.
print. That's kind of like in the movie where you don't know that it's a T-Rex print because it's so damn big, right? Doesn't he step
Yes.
in it and he doesn't
They're more like
realize
the
that?
Godzilla one. Actually, remember that?
Godzilla.
Like,
Yeah,
there's
here's,
footprints. Yeah, you're standing in it, and it's like that big fucking ravine. Yeah.
What
So
do you
there's
say?
my that's a life-size Thing bust.
Oh yeah. Let me get this off the screen here. There we go.
Sorry about the angle
No.
and jittery camera, but there's.
Oh wow.
So I pulled out of the base. It's like how am I going to find room? Where am I going to find room for this stuff? So
Your man cave is awesome.
yeah, so there's
you got
there's
all.
the
See, you found a way to at
size
least put your shit up. I got so much shit in boxes.
yeah, there's my FF sign there. And
When I
Cloudy
croak, my
wanted that.
kid is going to be able to start like a fucking toy store. I swear to God.
Klobby wanted that thing park, and he's like, you better be in your will. He's like, I got first dibs on that. So yeah, so there's a nice Thing figure up there, and I got lots of things. I'll just flip this around quick. Just
How do you dust that? Oh my god, that would take
don't.
forever.
so there's some of my things. Yep, but that's the Bowen statue. And sorry for the
He does
light,
that because he doesn't. He's got a wife.
Oh yeah, you're gonna dust me for that, but yeah. So,
I know.
I'm
just
telling.
playing.
yeah, I'm telling you, there's
This is why I don't have a living
A living.
a living.
because they can't put
French
up with me
one.
for more than 5 seconds.
She's not. She's like, stay
Yeah.
out of this room, and
Yeah.
you know, it's just I can't. Once in a while I'll take something off, but yeah, it's dusting that stuff is because when you start to take one thing off, and then you like 3 or 4 of them fall down, you're like, crap. Oh, compressed air. Yeah, got us a win. Yeah, there we
you
go. Yeah, that's a good point.
SFX Sabretooth Raptor, F314 Sabretooth Raptor, who's been a member for 7 months, sends in his member chat and says, hey, Culture Casino guest stars in F4 as Father Time Casino. Now he just needs to act as Q and snap it away. Keep growing all. TMNT 8090s forever. Well, thank you, Sabretooth. We appreciate that. Then Corleone Rogue's been here for 3 months, and that gets us up to speed. So, yeah, grown men with toys. Yeah, you're in the right place, Andy. You're in the right place. That's right. And he would know. He would know.
Right?
Yeah. No, and this would make more sense, Benny Dragon. I think they do one of the popcorn buckets was that little dinosaur thing. The little
I think there was one. Yeah.
There's so many
they tried
popcorn
so
buckets.
hard
I
with
can't
that.
keep up with them.
Well,
What
yeah,
started
yeah.
the craze? Was it the Dune one or the?
Well, they've had it for years. It used to be though that it used to just be like metal ones is where it started. Like you'd get the metal. Like I've got a bunch of those, like from
Yeah,
Star
I had a
Wars.
couple of those.
Yeah.
I even have some of those from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like,
So
they
those have
did-
been around for a while. It just all of a sudden, I'm trying to remember what was the first one I remember getting was the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 with Frozen Empire Afterlife.
Afterlife, yeah.
But
I
I'm
think
trying to remember what it would have been.
It
the
was the
first
Dune
That's a good
one that
question.
really brought the
Took it
profile
off.
of
Yes,
the buckets
yes.
up. Yeah,
that
was the
between
one
that
that.
and Deadpool. Yeah.
Yep.
The first popcorn bucket I remember was for The Force Awakens, which that quickly turned into the bucket I used to puke in.
Yeah. Well, that was one of those tin ones, though,
The barf
right?
bucket.
No, it was
Yep.
plastic.
Was it? What was it?
Yeah, it was plastic. The Force
Like,
Awakens. Just
it
it
was
was
just a
just shaped like
bucket?
a normal popcorn bucket, and I think it had a handle on it. And I
Oh,
would-
okay. Yeah. Well, I think we're talking more like, the designed ones.
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Even the Dune one is kind of cheating, right?
Yeah, it's
The
just a
Dune one is
lid.
basically the old
Just a
type,
lid.
what we're just talking about, but with the lid, right?
Did you fill that up yet, Tom? Or
No.
you emptied
That's a
it? as you
lid. I
go?
thought that was something else.
I'm old. It takes me a lot now. So if I was younger. Yeah.
Get some of that blue milk. That ought to
But I
help.
mean, then you got ones like, we're getting to the point where you got like this one, which,
Yeah.
That's a statue.
pretty much. But
Looks
then you got
good.
the cool ones like this. I thought was really clever. It's metal at least too. And it's the Nosferatu with all the rats inside.
It's
It says
metal.
Nosferatu. Yeah,
Yeah, it's 10. Yeah.
or tin. Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
But the Jaws one is so cool. Like the Jaws.
Yeah, the
one
Jaws
is-
one is just
that has got to be
the design is
coolest.
perfect. The design's
Like
perfect.
God, I wish
this-
I had that.
Yeah, and it actually closes. So like,
That's good. Yeah.
and it actually looks like Bruce.
that's
Yeah, 'cause it's
that's
got the
really
hinge.
cool.
They didn't try to
Yes,
fix it.
that's part of what sells it. You're
That's
right.
Bruce. That's
You should
Bruce
hang
there.
that on the wall as like
I
a-
wish you could.
like as a trophy. You could just put a
Like-
sticky
like-
thing on the back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
exactly like
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's probably what I'll eventually do. But like, yeah,
You could drill. You could drill a hole through it so you could put it on a nail, but not. It wouldn't be a virgin Bruce anymore.
and probably the one after that, and this would have been last year though. Would probably be this one. This is probably the next best one.
That is cool. I
Yeah,
don't
that
have
one is
Of
cool.
course, the
Yeah, that
bat
one's pretty
signal
cool.
for Batman Returns.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Can you
And then
shine when you shine that on a wall? Does it actually have the bat symbol? on it?
Yeah, but it looks better, of course, if you're in the dark.
But correction. That's the Bat Tom signal. So Bat Tom shows up when you turn that on.
Yeah, and then back there out of my reach, I've got the Slimer one that Andy sent me with a bucket or with a cup. And then I
Nice.
got this one. I didn't like the movie, but I
I don't know
love
why I
this.
didn't make Tom full screen.
This one's
What's
cool. though.
Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice. Yeah, that
it's
is.
his- it's his grave.
That's
So,
fucking
like-
cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
like the new movie, but I got to get that. Like that.
You saw that movie so many times, though. You must have loved
so
it.
many times. Yeah, there's where you put the popcorn.
That none of these ever hold popcorn. That's the
Two
irony.
fistfuls of popcorn. You
You
can
didn't
fit
get
in that.
anything for Barbie?
No, I don't even know if they had any. If they did, I don't remember what they were.
I had the Dungeons and Dragons one. I like the 20-sided die. That's a cool popcorn bucket. I
yeah,
got
that one.
up.
There's been a few of them that I
Got the-
just never got my hands on because we didn't get them here. But yeah, there's been some I really wanted. Like some of the busts are really good. Like the Deadpool one was really good, and the Wolverine mask. I got the Wolverine with the mouth. But yeah, but This year, I'd probably say the best one was Jaws. So, all right, kids, we are caught up. And yeah, the Ghostbuster Trap one was really cool. That's one I didn't.
Yeah,
get
that's
my
one I've
hands
got.
on.
That's one of the few I've bought. That was a good
They
one.
did not have that where I went.
When did that one come out, Professor?
That was
was
with
Frozen.
Frozen Empire.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that was the AMC one for Frozen Empire.
Yep.
Was the trap, and it has a purple bucket that lights up, but the bucket will detach, so you can just have the trap
Oh, okay. I
itself.
didn't
It's
get
kind of
that
nice.
one.
There
I
you
did
go.
get that.
So-
I got that box set of the movies that's like a trap and lights up. That's pretty cool.
yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not the bucket.
You're
Yeah, I
lucky you
grabbed
got
it.
that 6 because that was a limited edition.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, he's got it.
And there's people who pay quite a bit for that right now.
For this one or
Oh no,
For
he was
the
talking
trap?
about the DVD one that was that looked like the trap
oh, okay, yeah.
box set.
Oh yeah, and then it
Yeah,
came
that's
with
the bucket that
it,
I got. Yeah.
it didn't have a disc of the Ghostbusters 2016. It just had a code.
Okay. So here's the 20-sided die. If you're a D&D player, this is pretty damn cool. So this opens up. And yeah, the trap, yeah, like you said, you're saying, the trap has that purple bucket on top. How does this light up? Where's the switch on here? It does light up.
I think it's on the bottom.
Is it on the bottom? Thank you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one lights up. It's really well done, I think. Yeah, with
Tilt it
the
so we can see in there.
yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
that lights up there. But with the bucket effect, it's
You know
pretty-
what? It's
with
basically
purple
the one that I bought for Trick or Treat Studios, just with the bucket put in there.
Kind of.
I just realized that.
It seems a little recycled, honestly. but
Kind
yeah.
of. Yeah.
It would look good. So yeah, we picked.
And this one's kind of silly. I got for Guardians of the Galaxy, but you can't
I got
detach
that
rocket.
one. Yeah, I know. I don't like that. And it's really
Yeah,
loose.
like you should, and he's very floppy. So
a little floppy, yeah.
So you should be able to take.
That's kind of one of the
take them
laziest
off.
ones.
Yeah, and it's welded in with the plastic, so at least if it screws, you can unscrew them, and take Rocket out and put him somewhere else. So
You don't want a floppy raccoon. That's
You
not
don't want a
good.
floppy raccoon, yeah. Though. So those are a few of the popcorn buckets I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be neat to have like a popcorn bucket award, not for the Oscars, but I mean, I wonder how much longer this fad's gonna last. It'll be interesting to see because
As long as us morons keep buying them.
well, it's like every time I think it's come to an end, like another one comes along that
I think
know,
they're just going to
everybody-
keep trying to outdo each other.
kind of. Yeah.
I mean, if they're filling up landfills with Galactus, then maybe they'll slow down. But
It's sold out at my AMC. I couldn't believe the guy was like, "I'm sorry, it's sold out at the first screening." Like, well, thank you, but of course, then I bought. I actually think Herbie's cooler because I
He
can 3D
is.
print Galactus. So,
Yeah, if I just saw that, that'd have been a game over. I'd have been like, Mikey.
I just wish Herbie was cooler in the movie. He had like one really cool, like you said, one cool scene where totally kicked ass.
I
saved the
know
day.
you already got me a birthday present, a Christmas present, and a birthday present, and a Christmas present, and a birthday present. And I'm covered until like 2062. But
But
if you saw this Herbie bucket,
Money, please.
money, daddy, daddy, money, please.
Daddy, please.
No. Sorry, Mark, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
no, you weren't interrupted. That was awesome. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, no, I'm just it's like I'm like, oh, should I buy this? Should I buy this? And then you just go nuts. You're like, and then you break down. You're like, oh crap, I just can't believe I just bought this. But the Herbie is pretty cool, I have to say. It's got a projector in it, which is nice with the Fantastic Four logo that goes on the wall, and it does play I don't want to play it because it plays the soundtrack of the
I'm
movie.
already gonna
so-
have to clip shit out. So
Clip shit out anyway, but yeah, so it plays the soundtrack, and like they're adding lights and audio to these popcorn buckets now too, which is pretty cool. Yep. So God knows what they'll have for Doomsday. I wonder if they're gonna have a Doctor Doom head popcorn bucket. That would sell like crazy, probably for all the Doctor Doom fans out there. Like they did the Darth Vader one was amazing. That Darth Vader, I didn't get that one, but when they re-released the Star Wars movie, Did you get that? Did you get the Darth Vader, Tom, or anyone get the Darth Vader?
No, I missed out on that one, and the Chucky one I was really mad on that I didn't get.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been some good ones, especially for re-releases that I missed out on.
Yeah. I would have gotten the Bat signal, the Bat Tom signal, and the Darth Vader are the two that I wish I had gotten or had a chance to get. Throw my money at. Yep.
But anyhow,
where's my? Oh, wait, I forgot to show
hell
this
is
too.
that?
I got my. This is the other really cool one.
Yeah, that's the first one I got that was like that.
Yeah.
See, I wonder what
Yeah.
the first one kind of like that was, though. I doubt it was that one, but
Yeah, this is.
it
a
almost
cool one.
feels like it should be because that was when we were first getting back from like COVID.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of when I remember them.
Unfortunately, those were real hit and miss. Some of them were painted really well, and some of them
Yeah.
looked like garbage.
Fortunately, I got
This
one of
one's
the better
painted
painted
pretty
ones,
well.
but I've seen some of the shittier ones. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's pretty decent. Some of the other ones were like it was like dirt paint all over the car. So I saw someone
But,
posting they were repainting them and selling them.
Yeah, no, I was the whole way in. I was like, don't look. On the way out, I was like, don't look. I'm like, nope, I can't do it. So, speaking of being on our way out, we should get out of here. Everybody's got stuff to do. Check out, I think Price is live right now. I don't know if you're heading over to that R2 or not, or what.
No,
you got
but
going
we'll be
on.
doing the Night Owl here in about 40 minutes. So.
There you go. So head on over to check that out if you want to check that out. And we got Mark. What do you got? Anything coming up here you want to plug?
Yeah, we'll be playing some late night Fortnite and of course Sunday night Geekery, all things Fantastic Four, and maybe if I have a chance, I'll do some a quick Fantastic Four 4 stream tomorrow. We can talk about it even more, but Sunday night Geekery will be pretty much an FF night like we did Superman when Superman came out. But so 10 p.m. Eastern, and hopefully some of you guys can be there. Be awesome.
You know what I just thought about? We should
Ranking the FF movies.
I hope there's 2 more popcorn buckets I hope we get this year. 1, TMNT 1990.
Oh, there you go.
2,
Avatar?
I better get Avatar. No, 2, I better get a fucking Stonehenge fucking bucket.
Oh, with the getting trampled by dwarves, a 12-inch Stonehenge bucket.
It's 12-inch Stonehenge
18
bucket.
inch.
Yeah,
18 inch or whatever it is. Yeah.
18
Is there a
inch, thank you,
Stonehenge
yeah.
movie coming out?
No, for Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tarp. For the movie you haven't seen that we all love.
In Doubly.
You got to watch it in Dolby Vision, but you'd love and then put the
She
put your
means in
speakers on all 11.
Dolby.
Dolby. We never want to like make someone watch a movie, but Spinal
I
Tap.
don't know if you'd like it or not, Six. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind
I
of
It's a short movie.
yeah. You saw kind of what it was from the trailer, so
Yeah, I've literally never seen or heard anything about it that makes me even remotely interested in it. So
okay, yeah. I get you. But other than that, do you have anything coming up that you want to plug at all?
I do. During our live stream, I was invited to go on Pop Culture Minefield Saturday morning. And we're going to talk about Superman and we're going to talk about Fantastic Four. So I'm going to post the link in the chat. So I will be on that panel. Thank you very much, Gary, for
Nice.
the invite. And I'll also be on the morning show tomorrow morning. Midnight's Edge. Make
Awesome.
sure you're subscribed.
So we'll see you then. Where we're going to talk, I'm sure, some more Fantastic Four.
And
And,
I plan to be on Mark's channel Sunday night.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
That's
I had
great.
a great time talking about Superman the other week. So I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to that again.
Awesome.
Excellent. That'll make the
All
show
right.
even better now. Yeah.
And I'm sure you will see me on the morning show as well. So with that, take care of each other, and we will see you later.
Cute kitty.